If we win this year, well, I think we will, then we'll be one ahead of Fitchburg. This is the tiebreaker this year.
100th year means that it's been 100 games of excitement, and this is just like an anniversary. And it's not just going to be only exciting for us, but also other parents and other people that have graduated from Leominster and Fitchburg that will be there to celebrate and enjoy with us.
Ready? 1, 2. Fate is doing it right. You gotta win this game tonight. You gotta do it good. You gotta do it right. Fate is win tonight. Fate is doing it right. Fate is doing it right. You gotta win this game tonight. You gotta do it good. You gotta do it right. Fate is win tonight.
Cheering really keeps you really busy, so it's actually kind of hard to get socially involved with anybody because you're so busy, you know, with cheering, long hours. Really, people think it's nothing.
I don't feel it really did much for my social life, but as far as meeting other people, that has helped me. I've gone to different schools and met different girls that cheer along with us, and you know, it's a lot of fun. You get to meet all different types of people in different schools.
The social life, I think, is the greatest. You know, it's a lot of homework, getting ready for college, but that I won't remember. I'll remember the fun times on Saturday nights and Friday nights with all my friends and meeting tons of people, especially the 100th year. There's so many different people involved with our schools.
Ready? Okay. We're the Big Blue Devils, and we're here to say that our coach, Mike Bayette, is going all the way. Now he's got the will and might to show the rest that the mighty Blue Devils are the best. We know we can do it with Mike to lead us through it, and we'll have another victory for Big Blue.
It's my last year here, and I just felt that I'd want to spend my senior year cheering for the football team that's playing in the 100th game, so I can look back and remember it 20 years from now, and, you know, when I have a daughter cheering or something like that, I can say, hey, you know, I cheered in the 100th game, and it was great.
I dreamt that I would be helping the school team, and I would just be privileged to be out there and cheering to all those people, and it's even more because I love the people I cheer with, and we get along great, and it's a lot of fun.
This year, it seems to be more fun because, you know, more of my closer friends are cheerleaders, and the boys are doing better. You know, I know the guys closer than I did last year, and they're doing a lot better than last year.
I feel it's an accomplishment for me to get out there and not to be afraid to cheer in front of a lot of people, and it's just really fun for me.
Lift up your head and hold it high. The mighty rays are passing by. We've got the power, we've got the might. The mighty red rays are out of sight. We won't give up, we won't give in. We'll keep on fighting until we win. Lift up your head and hold it high. The mighty rays are passing by. We've got the power, we've got the might. The mighty red rays are out of sight.
Cheerleading gets you really involved in school activities, although sometimes you lose a lot of time doing homework. It really helps your personality. I think it's good exercise. It's good fun. Help the team.
Just to be a good cheerleader, you have to really get into what you're doing, enjoy it, and know how to get along with your other cheerleaders.
Being able to work hard to make the squad, you have to work really hard to make it. You have to be good at everything you do. You can't just stop at one place. You have to keep going no matter what.
It's made me feel that I can accomplish what I go out for, that I can do whatever I want as long as I give it my best shot.
All set, you bet. Our devil team is really great. That's why we're here to celebrate. That's right, you've heard that devil word. It's a celebration. It's a
much. I think we stand a very good chance this year because, well, every year we go out there and we say, oh, Fitchburg's going to win, and every year Leominster throws it in our face, oh, we won again. But we do have the potential to win, and we can go out there, and this year, like any other year, we can win if we really put our minds to it, and I think this year we can win, you know, and I really think we can do it. So Leominster don't get too cocky because we can do it.
Good luck, you'll need it.
That's okay.
Yeah?
Because we're number one, you know. I have a lot of school spirit, and this is one way I can show my spirit, being a cheerleader.
As we're going to lose, and better luck next year.
They deserve support. They really try hard, and if they put their minds to it, they can do whatever they want. If I had something to say to Leominster, I'd say, you're going to lose.
Is that all?
That's enough, I think.
Cheerleading in general and cheerleaders in particular, whether they be from Fitchburg or Leominster, are something special. They're ready for the game, and the fans are ready for the game as well. If your channel selector on your TV says Channel 3 or Cable 6 in Gardner, you're at the right location to take in all the action today for the 100th annual rivalry football game, Thanksgiving Day, between Leominster High and Fitchburg High. The time is growing near. We'll have the kickoff at 10 o'clock. Live game action begins here. We'll be right back after these messages.
I have a wait problem. I hate to wait. But with my IT card, I don't have to. While other customers wait in line, I walk straight to the IT machine, push a few buttons, and my banking's done. How did I live without it?
It gave me a longer lunch hour. Now I can bank on my way to work, on my way home, Sundays, even holidays, 24 hours a day.
Get it. Use it. Soon you'll be asking yourself,
how did I live without it?
I'm Sandro Vittorioso.
I'm Nick Campagna.
I'm Bill Fazzoco.
We at Star Container wish the best of luck to both football teams at Leominster and Fitchburg High Schools in their 100th meeting.
We've been supplying corrugated boxes to local businesses for 22 years.
We are proud of our service to the community and continue our support.
all manufacturing operations start with the corrugator. Millions of square feet of paper run through here each week. Our new rotary die cutter, along with our 2 high-speed flexos, enables us to fill our orders in less time while maintaining our high-quality standards. Star Container is fast becoming one of New England's leading independent box manufacturers.
Our families at Star Container have supported Leominster and Fitchburg for 22 years, and again wish the best of luck to both teams.
Me is exactly a carpet showroom warehouse to go.
Over 20 colors of flexible vinyl tile, no wax, and self-stick in stock at 69 cents a square foot. Also, over 20 colors of Lee's carpet, fine European Saxony in stock at $10.99 per square yard.
Me is exactly a carpet showroom warehouse to go. That's Acme.
Paul DiGeronimo. The offense for the Fitchburg High School Red Raiders, the split end, number 84, Scott Workinen. Left tackle.
Welcome back to Doyle Field in Leominster. I'm Ed Coleman. I'll have your play-by-play action today. The rain coming down a little bit right now. Both teams are on the field, Fitchburg and Leominster, and the starting lineups are being introduced right now. Seconds are ticking away. Live coverage will begin at 10 o'clock. And stay tuned to Cable 3 and Cable 6 in Gardner. We'll be right back after these words.
The right tackle for the Red Raiders, number...
Dick Franciosi, Assistant Vice President, Worcester North Savings Bank, recognized throughout the state as a retirement and IRA account specialist. And frankly, we're glad we've got him. Dick's one reason why Worcester North is the area leader in IRAs. Call Dick today and he'll bring his IRA expertise to your home or office. Dick Franciosi, another reason why Worcester North is all the bank you need.
Hi, I'm Mike Viette, coach of Leominster High School Blue Devils.
And I'm John Dubzinski, football coach of Fitchburg High School Red Raiders.
Our teams have been rivals for 100 years.
And we'll be competitors for at least 100 more.
Right. But John, can you imagine a team that combines the power of both the Devils and the Raiders?
Wow, we'd be unbeatable.
We sure would. Well, it's only a fantasy.
Yes, no two competitors can play on the same side, can they?
Well, maybe with one exception.
No, he keeps it himself. Another good fake, and he's heading for the corner touchdown.
There you
Story after.
It's fun, educational, real-life enjoyment. Be a part of Tetra's wonderful world of tropical fish with a home aquarium and world-famous Tetra products. If fish could talk, they'd ask for Tetra.
Stop at Animal House for Tetra supplies and all your pet care needs. Down Fitch Highway at Victory Plaza.
Hi, I'm David Wells from Wells, Mahoney & Wright. With our 50 insurance companies and our 17 offices, we're here to provide the most comprehensive insurance programs available. Let's talk about auto insurance. Before you consider renewing your auto policy, think about what Wells, Mahoney & Wright can do for you. Our convenient payment plans allow you to budget your premiums. We'll go to the registry and pick up your number plates for you. And we've got local claim service for your convenience. Stop by and let our professional staff introduce you to the fine services here at Wells, Mahoney & Wright.
Mike Lazard. Defensive end, 5'8".
All right, Ed Coleman back here at Doyle Field in Leominster. We are close to the opening kickoff of today's 100th game between Leominster High School and Fitchburg High School. If your channel selector on your TV says Channel 3 or Cable 6 in Gardner, you're at the right location. We'll have the opening kickoff at 10 o'clock this morning. We've heard from just about every faction of both Leominster and Fitchburg, but we haven't yet heard from the fans themselves, the people that make up the cheering sections for Leominster and Fitchburg, and they have deep-seated loyalty to both cities and their teams. So let's take a look.
Defensive tackle, 6'3", senior, 190 pounds.
Ho, ho, ho. This is Santa from the North Pole, and I've come down to wish Leominster and Fitchburg the best of luck on their 100th football game.
I think it's great for both cities as long as it's a healthy rivalry and there's no damage, vandalism like I remember in the past. I think it's gotten much better present day, and being 100 years, I think that's great.
My name is Evelyn Lamoth, and I'm from Fitchburg, and Fitchburg is going to win because I'm from Fitchburg and I want them to win.
Leominster's going to win. They've been winning for the past, what, 10 years?
A long time ago, Fitchburg was good. Now they're not so good. Well, I'll tell you, there's a new, wait a minute, there's a new, I know the coach. I don't know too much now, the way you think I know everything. I don't know hardly anything. A new coach, and I know him. And he's got all new ones, and it's hard in the beginning. Give him a little time, Fitchburg, you know. That's my opinion, anyway. What do you think?
They haven't won it in a few years. Well, I guess they won like a couple of years ago, but they haven't won for a long time, for, successive times. So I'd like to see them win.
I'm a Leominster fan for 25 years. I want them to win because I live in Leominster, and that's my home team.
My name is Louis Perla, and the reason I want to see Leominster win because it's my home team. I was born and brought up here, and although I live in Fitchburg, I'd rather see them beat Fitchburg.
The fact that they've been going 100 years, it's incredible, really. I don't know what else to say.
My name's Joan Laracella, and I'm from 6 Hattie Passway in Fitchburg. And I think Fitchburg should win because I haven't won in 10 years since I graduated, and it's about time that they smartened up and did something right.
I'm rooting for Leominster because I'm from Leominster. I was on the Leominster football team for 2 years, and I know they're going to win.
My name's Ted Ripley, and I'm from Fitchburg, and Leominster's going to win the Thanksgiving game. The reason why is because I know all the guys from Leominster, and I know all the guys from Fitchburg, and I know who's going to win. I've seen both teams play a lot of games, and Leominster's looking better than Fitchburg is.
I don't know much about football, but deep down in my heart, I know Fitchburg is going to win.
Leominster is going to win. Come on.
I'm originally Fitchburg, but Leominster's got it.
Welcome back to Doyle Field in Leominster. I'm Ed Coleman, and behind me, the Leominster High School Marching Band is getting set for the Star Spangled Banner, our national anthem. And Ejid Bajelia, who is directing the band, is going to be conducting the opening ceremonies with the national anthem. It's going to be sung today by Doreen Meglisson, who is formerly Dorothy Lemieux. Doreen Lemieux, I should say, of the class of 1978 of Leominster High School. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to join the opening ceremonies in progress at this time.
Challenge number 81, Mark Burnett. Right tackle, 6'1", senior, 198 pounds, one of Leominster's top linemen, a steady player, leader, and captain, number 77, Ed LaGoy. Right guard, 5'9", senior, 170 pounds, another one of Leominster's top linemen, brother to Jim Normandin, 1977 MVP winner, number 60. John Normandin. The fullback, 5'7", senior, 173 pounds, Central Massachusetts leading Division I scorer. Had a spectacular 72-yard run to be dropped in, number 20, Chris Gandini. Halfback, 6-foot senior, 196 pounds, after Mr. Punt of the season to the illness club. I'm one of the most respected backs in Central Massachusetts. Has scored 11 touchdowns, 6 The halfback, 5'6", senior, 150 pounds, and a long 102-yard run at Doyle Field, number 24, Sean Guthrie. Halfback, 5'8", senior, 173 pounds, adding depth to the Leominster backfield, number 41, Bob Cuddy. The quarterback and captain, 6'2", senior, 174 pounds, scored 5 touchdowns this season, ran for Leominster. Only regulation touchdown during the Marlboro game, number 12, Dave Palazzi. And the rest of the Leominster High School football team and coaching staff. We'll have the coin toss at midfield, followed by the playing of our national anthem.
You really get your work cut out today.
Guys, come on down and go 40. Okay, let's go, guys.
Good, Cousin David. Doyle Field in Leominster. It is the 100th annual Thanksgiving Day football game between the Red Raiders of Fitchburg and the Blue Devils of Leominster. Live coverage of this special anniversary game being brought to you by the following sponsors: Leominster Savings Bank, making things happen; Worcester North Savings Bank, the bank with ability; Star Container Corporation, one of New England's leading independent box manufacturers; Searstown Mall, where shopping is a family affair; Workers Credit Union, we're working just for you; Acme Showroom Warehouse, complete selection of discount carpets; David Wells Insurance Company, the convenient place for auto coverage; Animal House for all your pet care supplies; Lockwood Products, New England's oldest and largest manufacturer of flower pots; Bonanza Family Restaurant for delicious ribeye steaks; Henry Hairstylist with the look that is right for you; City Tire, Tire Pros since 1933. Also, Giordano's Furniture, home of complete household furnishings, classic antiques for the casual and serious investor, and Victory Markets. They have it all. The opening ceremonies are going on in the field, the flip of the coin, and the Leominster High Marching Band is out there as well. They'll have the national anthem. Doreen Meglisson, who was formerly Doreen Lemieux of the class of 78 of Leominster High School, will be singing the national anthem today. With me in the booth is Marco Landon of Fitchburg and also Joe DeCarolis of Leominster. Welcome, gentlemen. Not exactly the best of weather for game number 100, but I'm sure we're going to have a great game today.
Leominster has won the toss and has elected to receive the opening kickoff for the 100th meeting of Fitchburg Leominster.
All right, the flip of the coin out here. I didn't even catch that. Who won the Leominster or Fitchburg? I'm not quite sure, but I think Leominster might be receiving on the opening kickoff, I do believe, and Fitchburg might be on the defense. As mentioned, Egidio Bajelia is directing the Leominster High School marching band, and the fans are rising right now. The next thing you hear will be the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, or the prelude to today's game.
Middleton from the Leominster class of 1978.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. All the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red fly, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
That is Doreen Mickelson, who is formerly Doreen Lemieux of the class of 1978 of Leominster High School, and the Leominster High School Marching Band providing the Star-Spangled Banner for the start of today's game. The rain is coming down rather heavily now, and the balloons are going up, and we are pretty well set for the opening kickoff of today's game, the Centennial game. Leominster and Fitchburg both with 45 wins, 9 ties in the series, and this game will mean something today. Leominster is going to the Super Bowl and Fitchburg is not, but this game is going to settle something in the rivalry. Joe or Marco, I wonder if you can maybe reflect back on a couple of the past games in this series and remember back to any other weather-wise kind of games that were even worse or more inclement weather.
Well, Ed, we had a game back here, Marco, about 8-9 years ago. It was played in a day like this, and this is a great field, but before the day was over, it was won on a break. The field became a quagmire, and a fumble cost the game. Leominster won it 7-0. Fitchburg was driving and possibly could have won that day. This is going to hamper Leominster a little bit because they're a power team. They come off the ball quickly. They like to pass the ball. I think this may be an equalizer as far as this game if Leominster is favored, but weather is a condition that always equalizes games, Marco.
Yes, Joe, you're right. I remember in 1971 we had a vicious snowstorm. I was coaching at Fitchburg, Coach Hannigan at Leominster. They postponed the game till Saturday. We come down, we upset a real good Leominster football team, and there was never a game postponed again. They made sure they played it on Turkey Day. I've played here in 1944. Was so bad that when you got tackled, you thought you were going to drown. So there's been some many tough conditions on this field, but the game still goes on.
This might be a game of breaks today. I see Sean Dupe, Leominster speedball back there with Candido Morales, number 18. So let's see what happens. Here we go.
We are just about set for the opening kickoff, and Quentin Tiggs of Fitchburg will be kicking off deep to Sean Dupe or Candido Morales. It comes up short, though, and we have a whistle already. His knee was down.
Knee was down.
Number 34 for Leominster High, who is Mike Iacoboni, a reserve running back. His knee was down as he took the kick, so Leominster will be starting from about their 24-yard line.
Right, Eddie. Tried to feel the ball to be safe. I don't blame the boy. It could have gone through to the end zone and went in an attempt to feel the ball. His knee was down. The ball's dead right there.
In this kind of weather, especially kickoffs are going to be very important. That's a good point, Marco. You have to cover up the ball very quickly, and he did a good job on that play. 1st and 10 now, Leominster from the 24-yard line. And they'll be splitting out here. Sean Dupe split wide out to the right and calling signals. Dave Palazzi, there's a handoff right straight ahead to number 20. That is Rick Dandini, who has scored 13 touchdowns this year. The Fitchburg defense stacks him up right there. Gain of a couple, it'll be 2nd and 8.
I think we have a flag. I think we have a little motion on the play. Ed, you're going to see an awful lot of this today. This is what Coach Fayette will do to you. He'll come at you all day long unless you stop him. He won't get fancy unless he has to, and it was Fitchburg offside.
Fitchburg offside is going to be marked 5 from the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a 1st down of 5 now.
It's too bad, Ed. This was a great defensive play by the Fitchburg team. And, that official threw the flag toward Leominster's side, so I was confused myself. I thought it was a penalty against Leominster, but evidently it went the other way.
All right, going to be 1st down and 5. Leominster gets a break in the first play from scrimmage because Dandini was stacked up after a couple-of-yard game. Palazzi brings his team out. He's got Mike Keogh in back of him, Rick Dandini as well. Now, I formation, Sean Dupe in the back of the eye. And the handoff is to Dupe. He breaks through over the 35, the 40, and he's moving down. He's over midfield, the 40, the 20, number 35. He scores. Sean Dupe taking it all the way, and that is going to be a 71-yard touchdown scamper. Sean Duvee from the back of the I formation, and Leominster has struck first here, and Leominster up 6-0, second play from scrimmage.
And I was telling Michael before, watch this. Watch the blocking up front. This is an experienced offensive line. That's what makes it go. Watch this. Okay.
All right, there's a good block from Dandini right there.
Sean is a smart enough boy that he knows once he's through the line, he can cut. He cuts to his left. He saw the opening. Now, this is the fastest kid in the county. Once he's in the clear, goodbye. You're not going to catch him. I had this boy in elementary school. He was the fastest kid there. And, boy, he's gotten faster.
Yeah, he's quick, Joe. He got through that hole just like a play over the tackle, or a dive over the tackle. And he split a couple defenders, and he made a nice run on the play.
He's young Rick Millette trying to point.
And the kick is up and good. Leominster has a 7-0 lead very quickly here with 11:21 left in the first period. That's only, let me see here, we've got 39 seconds which have gone by so far.
Ed, before we get to the kickoff, I'd just like to give a little credit to the Hatfield boy, Lagoy, and Normandin. These are the three most experienced linemen we have, and that's where they went. And I said, Mike Lyette will go over his people, and he'll keep doing it until you stop him.
Mark Burnett was the Fitchburg player who was trying to catch him from behind, but as Joe, as you said, nobody's going to catch him, and nobody did. 71 yards on the second play from scrimmage. The first play, again, the 5-yard penalty. It was a 1st and 5 from the 29-yard line, and they took off from there. Sean DePee going 71 yards for that score.
One thing Fitchburg has to do is to stay in this ball game early. Marco and I were talking about that earlier. If they don't, they're in big trouble because Leominster will number you to death. They have all kinds of people to put into the ball game, and they'll wear you down.
Leominster had I believe, a 34-6 lead at halftime last year, and they went on to a 41-6 run.
Right.
So I think it's a very good point. They do have to stay close. And Fitchburg now will receive this kickoff. Quentin Tiggs is going to be the deep man.
It's Dave McNally kicking off.
And it is fielded there. Dave Brown, who slipped and fell. He and Tiggs had a little bit of a mix-up and who was going to take that ball. But Dave Brown, he is the flanker, or split end for the Fitchburg High Red Raiders. He took it and was down, or slipped down right over the 20-yard line. So about the 22 is where they're going to be starting this. 1st and 10 for the Fitchburg Red Raiders.
Yeah, of course, as you know, it's a kind of slippery out there, and in his haste to try to receive the ball, he sort of slipped and went down, and those things are going to happen on a day like today.
All right, on offense, Paul DiGeronimo bringing his team up. He's got Quentin Tiggs, who was the leading ground gainer for Fitchburg, behind him. Handoff is to Tiggs right over the 25 and up to about the 28-yard line. Good run there. He had a good hole to go through, Marco.
Yeah, nice and quick. He got through the hole nice and fast. He covered the ball up well, and he picked up about 8 yards.
And many people didn't expect Fitchburg to have quite a ball team this year. They were very inexperienced. They lost 26 seniors last year. And I'm going to tell you something. John Dubzinski and his staff have done a marvelous job out there with this group. That's a good football team.
We talked about that before during the pregame show. John losing 26 seniors last year and still coming back with the same record coming into this game that he did last year. So handoff over the right side, up over the 30-yard line. That was the other back.
He was tackled by Muggsy Flanagan, again, a very experienced and tough linebacker. We're going to have a tough time going over him today.
Yeah, here's a big 3rd down situation. Now, these are the downs that count. There's 3rd down, there's 3rd and shot, and it's a crucial play here.
3rd down and less than a yard, actually. Phil Morley, who was taken over for Larry Shattuck in the backfield for Fitchburg. Shattuck going out in the 6th game of the season with some knee problems. Leominster almost jumping off sides. Now the snap, we have flags, and I believe...
Looks like Leominster.
Could be Leominster, but I don't know if they were drawn off sides as well. We'll have to wait and see.
No,
but I think,
it looked at in their haste. They had a blitz on. The guy got caught in the seam.
Could be right there, and we could have a 5-yard penalty. That'll be an automatic 1st down for Fitchburg.
Well, of course, you know, the boys are over anxious, and that blitz is going to be exact timing. I think DiGeronimo changed the count at the line of scrimmage. He crossed them up, and they went offside.
Of course, Ed, this is the guy that Fitchburg's got to rely on today, 14. As he goes, Fitchburg will go. He's an excellent athlete, comes from a line of football players.
Paul DiGeronimo is who Joe is talking about. He's a quarterback on offense and a safety on defense. He's barking signals right now. Hand off to Tiggs, who is up over be almost over the 40, stopped a little bit shy of there, probably going to mark it just shy of the 40-yard line. They had started from the 36. We'll give them a gain of about 3, a little bit more than that. It'll be second down.
Marco, looks like an instant replay last year. Leominster scored quickly. Fitchburg came right back and scored again. Fitchburg's moving the ball well, and I admire the job that offensive line's doing. This is a great defensive team Leominster has out there.
Yeah, Joe, they are. They're moving the ball. Looks like they're going to get right back into it.
Second down, and let's call it about 6 yards to go. Ball just shy of the Fitchburg 40-yard line. DiGeronimo barking signals. Quick handout. That's Morley right up the middle. He's got a couple. He was stacked up right at the 40, but managed to churn ahead, keep his legs going, and he picked up a couple of more yards on the play.
That boy did that on his own. Mike Andrzejewski had him. Carboy had him. McNally had him, but he turned those legs. He knows how to run.
Yeah, now it's a 3rd and 7. I'm sorry, right, 3rd and 4.
Third down, about 4 or so. Coming in, Dom LaPasta has come in for Morley. He brings the play in from Coach John Dubzinski, and he's in the backfield along with Quentin Tiggs. And there's a quick snap by DiGeronimo. He plows right ahead on a quarterback sneak, and he is going to be shy of the first down, that is for sure.
Leominster anticipated that and evidently stayed on sides. I thought they might have gone off sides, but they blitzed and they caught him.
Yeah, they were in that blitz again. They're over anxious and they're getting up in those seams, but they had a time right there and they weren't quite offside.
Ball is going to be spotted at about the 44. It's going to be 4th down. We can call it 3, a little bit less than that, but Fitchburg is going to have to kick this ball away. And back deep, Mr. Dupuis, who was already ripped one off for 71 yards, and the first score of this ball game, Leominster up 7-0. Here is DiGeronimo's kick, trying to get it out of bounds and away from Dupuis. Not a bad move. Good roll for Fitchburg, and the ball is going to be out of bounds at about the 6-yard line.
Yes, that's an excellent kick, Ed. He did what he had to do, keep it away from Dupuis. He has a great deal of speed, and he wanted to kick it out of bounds, and he kicked a low kick, and nice job.
All right, the score Fitchburg is Leominster 7, Fitchburg nothing. We've got about 8 minutes left in the first period. We're going to be back at Doyle Field in Leominster right after these words.
Coach of Leominster High School Blue Devils.
And I'm John Dubzinski, football coach of Fitchburg High School Red Raiders.
Our teams have been rivals for 100 years.
And we'll be competitors for at least 100 more.
Right. But John, can you imagine a team that combines the power of both the Devils and the Raiders?
Wow, we'd be unbeatable.
We sure would. Well, it's only a fantasy.
Yes, no two competitors can play on the same side, can they?
Well, maybe with one exception.
Himself, another good fake, and he's heading for the corner touchdown.
There you
It's fun, educational, real-life enjoyment. Be a part of Tetra's wonderful world of tropical fish with a home aquarium and world-famous Tetra products. If fish could talk, they'd ask for Tetra.
Stop at Animal House for Tetra supplies and all your pet care needs. Animal House, John Fitch Highway at Victory Plaza.
We are back at Doyle Field in Leominster. Ed Coleman along with Marco Landon and Joe DeCarolis, where Leominster has a 7-0 lead. 8 minutes left in the first period. Leominster has the ball at their own 6-yard line after a fine punt by Paul DiGeronimo of Fitchburg. Ball went out of bounds at about the 6.5 or so. And we've got a mix-up. Almost a safety. Very good play by Fitchburg as they blitzed in a mix-up in the backfield, and
somebody missed the signal there. It should have been a handoff. The halfback went through, and Palazzi missed him.
I think what happened, Joe, was the back slipped as he went to make his cut, and when he slipped, Palazzi it was a broken play after that, and Palazzi come back and did the best he could. Fitchburg blitz, and they caught him right down to the 1-yard line. Right.
I think Palazzi, when he saw the end zone there, started to get a little bit scared. Decided to get out at about the 1-yard line, so didn't want to get a safety, obviously. But this is a good chance for Fitchburg right here. It'll be second down. And we've got quite a distance to go for the first down. Palazzi handoff straight to the middle. It looks like.
Yeah, it looked like it. That was a great play up there. He get the ball, and wipe his hands before the play, and it slipped around his hands.
Well, this is what we said earlier before the game started. It's going to be a game of breaks.
All right, you've got this replay now. Going to come back. And the handoff was straight up the middle. I believe that was Mike Keogh, his first carry of the day. And Keogh was popped. The ball just spurted up.
The snap was good. The handoff was good, but it was just good hitting by Fitchburg's defensive line.
And the ball's on a 5-yard line. Now Fitchburg has a great opportunity to capitalize. See if they can. It'll be a whole different ball game, Ed.
All right, Fitchburg has got it first and goal at the Leominster 5-yard line. 7:12 left in the first period, and this is a chance that Fitchburg and the Red Raiders cannot afford to pass up. Paul DiGeronimo brings his team up. Barking signals, handoff, hit right in the backfield.
What a play made by number 72, John Lanciani.
John made a great play. It looked like he blitzed through there. He came up under the offensive blocker. He tunneled, and he made a great play. He got him right around the leg.
John is our offensive tackle, but in goal line stands, he's a big boy. This is his first year off Leominster High, and he has been outstanding.
Quentin Tiggs did a good job just to get back to the 6-yard line there. He lost a yard, but he was hit at about the 8 or so in the backfield by Lanciani. Good play. Got under 7 minutes now in the first period. Leominster leading 7-0, but this is a big chance for Fitchburg, recovering a fumble at the 5. They're now working from the 6 and a second and goal. DiGeronimo handoff to Tiggs again. He is barely inside the 5, but the Blue Devils doing a good job defensively on that left side.
You got number 66 in there, Mike Fusco, you got Mike Andrzejewski, you got McNally. These are experienced defensive men. Pittsburgh's going to earn this one.
Yeah, Fitchburg run the full house backfield right, and they split the wide receiver left, and they try to go off the right side, and it's tough going down there. It usually is.
You think John might have a little pass up his in his playbook here?
Well, he may have something here.
How about a rollout, gentlemen?
A rollout
here?
I think
play action pass.
Yeah.
Here's a full house backfield again, right. Full house right, tight line.
And timeout called by Leominster here. I guess they didn't like the formation that Fitchburg was in. But with 5:48 left in the first period, the Blue Devils have called the timeout. It'll be 3rd down and goal when they come back from the 5-yard line. That is the original line of scrimmage. And Fitchburg really, as you mentioned, Joe, has got to cash in on this opportunity.
What I'm surprised at, Ed, is the fact that Leominster's strength is up the middle. And I thought John might try, like you say, an option roll out with a pass or a run or to try to sweep. Some teams have had a little success in Leominster sweeping. But he's running right at Leominster's power. Well, and he's not going to score from the 5 up the middle.
I think, Joe, that's what he's trying to do to fill him out a little bit here. Now he's got 2 more downs. Of course, you know the toughest part in the field when you're going in for a touchdown is a 10-yard line in. And they can't make a first down because they had the ball on the 5.
Right.
All right, it's going to be 3rd down and goal after the timeout. Both teams went to the respective sidelines. Leominster to talk to head coach Mike Bayette. And Fitchburg coming over here to talk to John Dubzinski. Play has been called. We'll see what it is at this point. 3rd down, goal to go from the 5-yard line, and play is ensued. All right. DiGeronimo looking over the set. He's got the full house. Tiggs in the back. Be all right now. DiGeronimo bending back to pass.
Nice play by number 10, Dave McNally, who recovered. Dave is back in pass defense. But a nice play by DiGeronimo, too, to see that opening.
I'll tell you what, Joe, it looked like Paul was going to walk into the end zone in that corner, but the Leominster kids are quick. They come over and pursued real well, and McNally come up and drove him out of the 2.
All right, Fitchburg has called the timeout. Paul DiGeronimo coming over to talk to head coach John Dubzinski. 2nd timeout on successive plays here. 5:39 left in the first period, but Leominster ahead 7-0. But a good spot to call a timeout, I think, for Fitchburg, because this is a big play. If Leominster can hold them here after Fitchburg recovered a fumble at the 5, that's got to be a big plus for them.
There's no question, Ed, because this is the big play for Fitchburg right here. They get back in the ball game, it's a whole different situation. They get stopped here, it's going to be sticky going. But of course, if they do get stopped, they're still going to have Leominster back here on their own 2-yard line.
It's true, but every opportunity that Fitchburg gets today, they should capitalize on, and this is one right here. The ball at the 2, 4th down, and what do you say, gentlemen, in a play-action pass here, possibly?
I think you may see the same play, but he'll roll to the right, and if he sees something, he'll go himself.
The ball is on the left hash mark.
He loves to go, this boy. He's a winner.
You could see a little something, a little razzle-dazzle here. They got an I formation. They got a wide split right. Now you could see something a little fancy here.
Farley, the lone back in the backfield. He's up tight behind DiGeronimo. DiGeronimo rolls to the wide side of the field. To the right, he's looking. He's got his man open, but he's going to overthrow him. And the pass is good.
No good. He had him.
He had him open. He had Quentin Tiggs wide open in the end zone in the back left corner. But the pass was overthrown, and Leominster is going to take over on down.
DiGeronimo made a great move. He moved to the outside. He forced the Bolio to come up, because if he didn't, he was going to run it in. And he had the man clear. But again, that's the weather. That's not the boy. He's an excellent passer. That ball is slippery out there.
I think what he did, Joe, try to sweat that corner over there. If he could go in, he would have. But when he looked, he couldn't go in, so he tried to dump it off to Quentin Tiggs in the back end of the end zone, and it went off his fingers. And I think if he did catch it, he'd been out of bounds, it looked like.
Right. He's trying to keep the feet in. He's a ball player.
We've got 5.5 minutes left in the first period. Leominster taking over on downs on their own 2-yard line, and obviously they're going to try to take a little bit better care of the ball than they did the last time. Palazzi, the handoff right up the middle. This is Dandini, who goes over the 5-yard line to about the 6 or so, pick up a 4 on the play.
Yeah, he got about 3 or 4 begrudging yards. He did it on his own because the defense is kind of sticky up in there, but he kept his legs chugging. He did a nice job.
Right. This is Leominster's game. Leominster's going to keep the ball on the ground. They're not going to do anything fancy, and they're going to come right at Fitchburg. And Fitchburg's going to have to stop them. Because if we get out of here, Ed, as you said before, Fitchburg's in trouble.
Yeah. The weather could also play into their hands today. They're a powerful running team. And they've got the rain falling down here, obviously, which is going to limit the passing game as well. Dave Palazzi calling signals, handoff Dandini again, right straight off left tackle in that play. A little bit hang here. We've got some rough stuff going on. That is number 60 for Leominster, who is John Normandin, one of their guards. He was going about 10 seconds after the end of the play there, I think.
You see, there's no need of this, and I'll tell you, this way you hurt yourself. There's no need of it. You've got to control yourself, and I'm telling you, if you don't control yourself, you're not going to win the ball game.
Well, I think this is going to be marked off, I believe. Is this going against Leominster here?
The referee indicated a face mask. The boy lost his cool, and he grabbed the boy by the face mask.
All right, so it's going to be half the distance of the goal line here. Ball will be put back at the 4. And we'll have a play over the down here. No, it'll be 3rd down. That's a loss of down because it happened after the play, correct?
I think a dead ball foul.
Tempers are high. It's a big ball game, and the kids want to do their very best, and they get a little over anxious.
I'll tell you something. These are 2 well-coached teams, and these coaches don't allow dirty stuff. And it's not dirty. It's emotion.
No, we know both the coaches. I know Coach Viette, and I know Coach Dubzinski from Fitchburg, and they're 2 good coaches, and they'll do a good job.
These kids are high. They're high. This guy high.
All right, Palazzi over the ball. Handoff now to Dandini once again with Mike Keogh leading interference. And you can see that comes up to about the 9-yard line or so. So it's going to be short, and Leominster is going to have to kick this ball away. It'll be 4th down and probably about 4 or 5.
Leominster didn't do anything fancy. They wanted to get out, give the kicker a little bit of kick. Ed Lagoya is will be back to kick. Excellent kicker. Excellent kicker.
You're right, Joe. They're playing percentages here. They figure they keep the ball, make it 1st down 5. If they don't, they're not going to take any chances. Ed Lagoya is a good kicker as well. We know very well. He won that Brockton game down there when he put that ball down on Brockton's 20-yard line.
Got him out of there.
Ed Lagoya is deep in the end zone. He'll be kicking to David Brown, who is the flanker for the team. Just did get the kick away, and a pretty good high kick. But Brown made a mistake, and Leominster is going to pick up that ball at their own 39-yard line. Brown slipped, and the ball actually took a short hop, hit him in the shoulder, and it's a free ball after that. And number 55 for Leominster has picked up the fumble.
Okay, let's watch this one again. Brown is back. Marco, he's watching the ball. But again, the footing isn't great. Watch his feet. See him slip.
Slipped, he went down.
Now he just touches the ball, and there's 2 Leominster men there. There's no chance they're going to lose this one.
So here's a big break for Leominster now on this play here.
This is the percentage Mike will play. Get it out of there and hope you get a break.
Mike Lazat and Dave McNally were both down there. Lazat came up with the fumble. The ball is at the 39-yard line of Leominster, where they'll have a 1st and 10, another break. To P in motion, and out to Dandini. He's got a big hole. He's up over the 45, and they'll spot it at about the 45, pickup of 6 yards for the Blue Devils.
Again, that hole opened up. Doug Hatfield and John Lanciani opened that hole up. The boy went through. That's all we want. That's all Mike wants is 4 yards of whack.
Straight dive off the left side. That's all it was, and he got he split the Fitchburg's defenders, and he made about a 5-6 yard run out of it. Nice run.
Dandini has got 6 on that. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Blue Devils as DePee splits out to the right. Keogh is in the back of the eye deep. And hand off to Dandini right straight ahead again. Dandini brought down there by, that is Frank Rivera, who was a linebacker for the Fitchburg High Red Raiders.
Frank's not very big, but he's a real tough, aggressive kid. He stuck right in there, and he wrapped him up right around the ankles, made a nice play.
This boy is filling in for Larry Shattuck, who was one of their quality ball players, and he's done one great job for him this year.
Larry Shattuck going out, I think, in the 6th game of the season with knee problems there, and it was downhill for Fitchburg after that.
Right. You don't lose quality ball players like Larry Shattuck.
All right, Keogh is split wide out to the left. Dandini and Bob Penning is a handoff. He recovered the fumble on the misplayed lateral, and they've got the ball inside the Leominster 40. All right, we are going to take a break here at Doyle Field in Leominster. There's 2:22 left in the first period. The score, Leominster 7, Fitchburg nothing. We shall return right after these messages.
Christian Cat.
It's easy to get to from everywhere with free and convenient parking. Do all your holiday shopping in over 50 stores with everything for the entire family. The Sears Town Mall has a wide variety of entertainment, restaurants, and more. And don't forget to bring the kids to see Santa.
Come and look us over, come to Sears Town Mall.
I have a weight problem. I hate to wait. But with my IT card, I don't have to. While other customers wait in line, I walk straight to the IT machine, push a few buttons, and my banking's done. How did I live without it?
It gave me a longer lunch hour. Now I can bank on my way to work, on my way home, Sundays, even holidays, 24 hours a day.
Get it. Use it. Soon you'll be asking yourself,
how did I live without it?
All right, we're back at Doyle Field in Leominster. Here is the replay of the fumble. And Joe, take it from here.
The play is made by number 20, and the recovery is by 81. If I see that.
It looked like 81.
Again, it was excellent defensive play.
All right, we've had some a little bit of sloppy ball handling here in the first few minutes or so.
It looked like Glenn Chaplin had recovered the ball for Fitchburg.
All right, DiGeronimo stumbles, hand off the to Tiggs, and he's out over inside the 35 to about the 30-yard line or so. Quentin Tiggs with some good running there.
I'll tell you, I can almost see what. I can see why they fumbled that ball before because of the slippery ground.
Watch the blocking in here. Watch the blocking in here. There's excellent blocking. The Leominster kids are coming through. They were a little high, and the Fitchburg kids caught him.
Yeah, Quentin Tiggs, 22, is a real good runner for Fitchburg. He's a tough kid.
They had DiGeronimo before he handed it off, but the kid got it off.
Yeah, because the going is bad, he kind of slipped when he tried to hand the ball off.
Ray White, safety for Leominster, made the tackle on that play. Second down at about 1. DiGeronimo hand off to Tiggs again. And he drives ahead. He's got the first down. Some good, tough running. Quentin Tiggs looks like he's ready for this game, gentlemen.
I've watched Quentin Tiggs play in the freshman game, the JV game, and right up the line. And he's improved each year. He's one of Pittsburgh's quality ball players.
Yeah, he's a fine gentleman, too. He's a real good student. He's a good boy, and he's a fine football player, and he'll give you 110% at all times.
But we're getting down to that tough area again, Marco. I expect this Leominster defense to tighten up. I would think that John Dobzinski should open this up a little bit. He might catch Leominster.
Well, he may because he's got a
Leominster's uptight.
Wide split right offense. He may no.
All right, hand off to Tiggs again. He is inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line or so. We're coming down to about a minute left to play here in the first period, with Leominster leading Fitchburg 7-0, but Fitchburg driving right here.
Again, Quentin did that on his own. The Flanagan boy had him, and he dragged him a few yards, so that tells you the power that boy's running.
Yeah, he seems to be squirting right through that defense, and he's making some good yardage.
John Dobzinski, the Fitchburg coach, is alternating Tom LaPasta and Phil Morley in with the plays. And we've got Morley in there now, who's the backfield, but a handoff to Tiggs once again. And he is just shy of the 20-yard line or so.
And as I said before, you can go to the well too many times, and he's going at Leominster's strength up there, and you're getting out of that area where Leominster's tight. Leominster's up tight. They moved, all their linebackers are up, their halfbacks are up. I'm not second-guessing John. I think he's an outstanding coach. This might be the time to drop one.
Well, Joe, you got to remember, he picked up another 2 or 3 yards. He's up there now, 3rd and 8. That wasn't a bad play.
He's also going to make Quentin Tiggs a very tired young man, too, because he's been outside of one play, I believe. He's handled the ball the entire time for Fitchburg. All right, now we've got split wide out to the right. That is Dave Brown out there. Oh, we've got mix-up here and flags all over the place. I think we might have Fitchburg offsides on this play and a 5-yard penalty, which is going to hurt. Now they're signaling the other way. Offsides Leominster. That's going to be a first down for Fitchburg.
I thought it was that way, and I see the Leominster kid jump. He got in that neutral zone.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a safety, Geronimo here, picks up on somebody moving and snaps the ball very quick.
Contact was made. Contact was made by the Leominster boy, and then the Fitchburg boy, number 52, moved after. Leominster was in the neutral zone, and they'd make contact.
5-yard penalty will give Fitchburg another first down. And the ball is going to be spotted at about the 16-yard line. 1st and 10, and there's no time left on the scoreboard clock. We must have a couple of seconds left here because of the penalty. This will be the last play of the first period. DiGeronimo rolls out to the right. He's getting pressure. Dumps it out to Tiggs, and he's got it. Quinton Tiggs with a nice catch, one-handed catch, as a matter of fact. Held on to it, and he's down just outside the 5-yard line.
Well, right, Ed. It was a great catch. It was over his right shoulder. He stuck the left hand up, made a one-handed grab that you see in the pros in college. He made a nice catch.
Well, this is what I was saying. John must have been listening to me. Caught Leominster up in a stack defense and just threw it over the heads.
And I believe that is going to be the end of the first period. There's no... All right, at the end of one period of play here at Doyle Field in Leominster. It is the Leominster High School Blue Devils 7 and the Fitchburg Red Raiders nothing, but Fitchburg is on the move inside the 10 of Leominster. We'll be back after these messages.
Henry's, the one place for all your skin and hair care needs, as well as holiday gift-giving ideas. Style setters for over 35 years, Henry's offers the most complete full-service salons at convenient locations near you. Stop by and think of us this holiday season.
Henry Hairstylist. If you want to feel brand new, there's one near you.
Welcome to our home, Giannoni's Furniture. I'm Jerry Gallant. Bill, Sam, and Dorothy Giannoni invite you to visit during this holiday season and see a fabulous display of gifts, including the finest in living rooms, dining rooms, and bedrooms arranged as it can be in your home. This holiday, purchase a lasting gift from the store that offers today's fashion at affordable prices and service that matches our 50 years of experience in furnishing homes like yours.
Located at the 6-yard line.
All right, we are back at Doyle Field in Leominster. I'm Ed Coleman along with Marco Landon and Joe DeCarolis, ready for the second quarter of action here in this annual Thanksgiving Day football game. Leominster leading 7-0.
I'll tell you, there was a real exciting first period. Leominster scored on that long run. Fitchburg come back, had a couple opportunities. They got another one right now. It's going to be a whale of a ball game.
A lot of breaks. The rain is still falling down here. We've had a slippery ball, a couple of fumbles, a couple of miscues, and some penalties as well. But DiGeronimo now barking signals. Hand off this to Morley, and Morley is stopped at about the 5-yard line. Good defensive effort there by Pat Malone for Leominster.
Pat Malone is one of our unheralded ball players, but the boy plays every game. He's in every play, and this is the kind of kid that plays for Leominster and Fitchburg.
Phil Morley made that yard he needed for the first down, so they got it now. They got first and goal on the 5, so we're going to see what will happen here.
Marco, Fitchburg's giving Leominster all they can handle.
Dave Brown comes out, and coming in Mike Pollock, who is a senior, and he brings the play in from Coach John Dubzinski. First down and goal, as Marco said, for the Fitchburg Red Raiders, and this time they had better turn it over if they want to stay in this ball game. 7-0 Leominster at this point. DiGeronimo handoff to Tiggs. Nice cut through the hole. Fitchburg has gone within one, 7-6, and Quinton Tiggs just blasted through the left side.
I'll tell you, he certainly did it. He shifted right through that hole, and he dashed in that end zone. It's going to be a good ball game.
All right, let's watch this one. Give credit where credit is due. Watch the blocking on the other side of Fitchburg line, okay? 24 makes a good block out of the backfield. 70's making a block, and then he blasts through. That's a good offensive line for a very inexperienced team.
Phil Morley, a good one there, and also I think Don Primo had a good block in there as well for Fitchburg. Right. Quinton Tiggs makes the score. It is 7-6 right now. And Fitchburg, all right, he wants, John Dubzinski is calling for a timeout right now. And I guess they're going to decide whether it's going to be 1 or 2 points.
I'll tell you, they've had trouble all year long with the extra point for some reason, and I think they want to talk it over and see if they want to go for 2 or go for 1 and tie it up. That's what the problem is here.
You know, I've seen so many football games, and Thanksgiving Day football games in particular, gentlemen, that get decided very early by a 1 or 2 point conversion, and the weather starts to close in and nobody else scores, and you go back to the first or second quarter, and that's the key play in the ball game.
I watch it happen in the pros. They miss a ball, they miss a point, and they lose by a point. That's the way football is.
That's right.
Quinton Tiggs scoring 35 seconds into the second quarter, 11:25 left before the half. It is now 7-6. And that was a 5-yard run by Tiggs. Leominster's touchdown scored very early in the ball game, just 39 seconds into the game by Sean Dupuis, as he ripped off a 71-yard run. I'm sure we'll be watching that at halftime as well, but that came in the second play from scrimmage. The first play was a penalty. Dupuis then ripped off 71 yards to give Leominster that 7-zip lead.
I'll tell you who made that play, Marco. Number 24, Morley, made one great block on our defensive end out there.
Here comes a muddle huddle now. They got the split all over the field.
Interesting formation here. DiGeronimo back in the shotgun with 3 on one side and 4 on the other. He dumps it out here. This is to Tiggs on the side for the 2-point conversion, but he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 2. And the conversion is stopped, so Leominster has got the lead at 7-6 at this point. Interesting formation.
Well,
let's watch it again here.
I've never seen it before, but evidently Leominster scouted it because they knew how to play it.
Yeah, he's worked on that all during the week. He said he's going to have a few different wrinkles, and I thought Tiggs may have got in there, but he just got stopped short of the goal line. But like I say, if you don't have a kicker, you got to go to something like that. I have to agree with John's call.
Dave McIntosh was the man who came up from his cornerback position to make the hit on Tiggs and knock him out of bounds and save the 2-point conversion. And Leominster has a 1-point lead, 7-6 at this point, with 11:25 left in the second period.
Well, David's been a 3-year starter, and he knows what it's all about out there, and he knows how important that point is. And he had a little help from 55 Gazat, who came over and made a nice play.
Well, now, Joe, we're going to kick off here. Leominster will get the ball now. We'll see what their offense can do.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can move the ball like they have in the past, or is Fitchburg's defense going to come down and stymie them again?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Marco. Watching this team all year long, this is typical. Leominster's busted out to the lead. They've given back a couple of touchdowns, and they've come on strong and buried the other team's second half. We'll see if that happens, though. Fitchburg isn't about to lay down and die today.
Yeah, you'd almost have to call them stretch runners. They come back at the end of the ball game. That's what they've done all year long.
Right.
We'll see if they can do it today, or if Fitchburg is equal to the task and can stop them.
Back deep for Leominster, Candido Morales, and also Sean Dupuis. He's got to be watched, and Mr. Tiggs kicking for Fitchburg. Does he bring the equipment to the game as well, Marco?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Tiggs is set. And back deep, Morales and Dupuis for Leominster. 7-6, Leominster ahead of Fitchburg here early in the second period. Squib kick, and it comes down to number 34 for Leominster. Coming back to this side, he's got some room, but Tiggs makes the stop. And it's Bill Marley who made the stop. Bill Marley, good tackle.
I'll tell you, he made a super play. They had the wall set to the left like they like to run down the sideline, and Marley got rid of Shedder's block and made the play.
You could tell when Sean fielded this ball very well. It's an excellent kick in a day like this.
This is Jacoboni who gets it. Mike Jacoboni.
Oh, he's a comer. This kid's going to be a star of the future, but he heads right to the left side. That's where the play was set up. And as Marco said, the guy made some nice tackle because he's gone a long way if he doesn't catch it.
That was some stick by Phil Marley, right at the numbers. He really hit him.
Leominster should be okay now. They got decent field position. We'll see if they can hold the ball.
At their 38, 1st and 10. Here's Palazzi on a rollout. Got some blocking.
Going outside.
Fitchburg in pursuit, but he's got some room out there, and he's knocked out of bounds shy of the 50-yard line. But a good pickup and very close to the first down. I think he'll be a little bit shy.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to do away with that inside for a while and try to split it up.
All right, we're coming up. We'll catch the blocking in this play because Palazzi had a lot of it. He had a lot of room out there. Fitchburg, good pursuit, but it was a little bit too late.
Palazzi is a weapon we haven't used yet. Keogh makes a nice block, 31. He makes the block that sets him free. But Palazzi we haven't used yet, okay? He runs as well as the halfbacks. He passes as well as anyone in the county. We haven't seen that yet. Maybe Mike's going to open it up a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like John Shepard made the hit on that last play to knock him out of bounds.
Right.
2nd down and 1 for Leominster. Handoff right up the middle to Dan Dini, and he's close to the first down. Now they're going to have to see where they're going to stop his forward motion. Where they're spotting it, it looks like it will be a first down. We may have a measurement here, though.
You know, you can see the boys are really high out there. I just see Lagoy looking at Dugas right straight in the face to say, come on, and Dugas says the same thing to him. They're really here to play football today. There's no question about it.
You know, it's nice, Marco. These guys will be friends 25 years from now, and they'll rehash the game as we do. They're competitors. They're great, great kids, and I think football out here is as good as you find.
Oh, there's no question about it. You look in the stands, you see a lot of the old ball players and grads. It's great.
Leominster with a 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Palazzi, here's a handoff to Mike. This is Bob Penning. Bob Penning, who came in to take Mike Keogh's place, and he's up over midfield into Fitchburg territory.
I'll tell you, I'm still impressed with that Fitchburg defense. They're sticking right in there. They're not
Gino
giving them
DePrima
no
stayed home and made a nice tackle on that play because Penning's going to make good yardage if he gets through.
Penning is a 5'8", 173-pound senior, and he sees spot action in the backfield. Dandini and Keogh are the starting backs, but you'll see Penning and also Sean Dupee in there as well quite a bit. All right, second down, call it about 7 or so for Leominster at the 48 of Fitchburg. Handoff once again to Penning, and he is tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, manages to get a couple. Good tackle in there by Gino DePrima once again for the Red Raiders.
Well, I saw Keogh out in the flank here. I suspected we might throw, and Keogh has been their best pass receiver so far this year. Not only is he a class runner, but he catches the ball as well.
Yeah, they tried to run off that tackle, and it wasn't there. They closed that shot off. Coach Viet wasn't very happy over that. I see him throw his hat in the ground.
3rd down and 5 for the Blue Devils.
Watch the tight end over the middle. He may have a little surprise here.
Got Dupee in the slot to the right there. Palazzi handoff to Keogh, who is going to be stopped short of the 1st down. Stopped at about the 45-yard line of Fitchburg, and that's going to be about 3 yards short of a 1st down.
I'll tell you.
All right, we had Dupee in the slot out to the right for blocking there. Now Palazzi.
Mike went to his strength. He went to his right side, and has been Leominster's a right-hand team. He figured he could make the 5 yards, and again, there's a nice play there. If that man doesn't make the tackle, he makes the 1st down.
Yeah, Chaplin was the second man on the hit. Number 81 did a nice job. He's playing a nice game at defensive end on the left side. He's sliding. He's in good position. He's doing a good job.
Well, evidently Mike's not going to get fancy. He's going to play for the breaks and wait his turn.
All right, Quentin Tiggs is back deep for Fitchburg to receive the punts, and this is Eddie Lagoy who's going to be kicking it away, and we've got a timeout on the field. Timeout Leominster.
We had a little confusion. Too many men on the field, so they wisely called timeout.
All right, the score, Leominster 7, Fitchburg 6. This is the 2nd quarter, 8:49 left here at Doyle Field in Leominster. The 100th centennial game between Leominster and Fitchburg in this great Thanksgiving Day rivalry. We'll be back at Doyle Field right after these messages.
It's a great combination, WCU and you at Workers Credit Union, for working just for you.
Working to provide you with low-cost loans and high-interest savings with lots of friendly service. Use WCU's convenient drive-up window or make deposits, withdrawals, and payments all around the town, all around the state with Workers TX Network service. It's a great combination.
WCU and you.
Acme is exactly a carpet showroom warehouse to go.
Over 20 colors of flexible vinyl tile, no wax, and self-stick in stock at 69 cents a square foot. Also, over 20 colors of Lee's carpet, fine European Saxony in stock at $10.99 per square yard.
Acme is exactly a carpet showroom warehouse to go. That's Acme.
All right, back at Doyle Field in Leominster, Ed Coleman with Marco Landon and Joe DeCarolis. 4th down for Leominster, about 4 yards to go. They're going to kick this ball away. Eddie Lagoy is back in punt formation, and Quentin Tiggs deep along with Dave Brown as well for Fitchburg. High snap. Lagoy does get it away, kicked right down the middle, and this is Tiggs who's got it, breaking over to his right side. He's up over the 20, got a little bit of room. Nice cut back over the 30, and he's stopped and pulled down there. Nice run back by Quentin Tiggs. And Fitchburg will have good field position over their 30.
I'll tell you, Joe, Eddie's playing a good ball game out there. He's chugging and digging for everything he can get.
Eddie Lagoy, who kicked the ball away, was down in the coverage as well. Here we go.
Well, he makes a nice move to his right. He watches his blocking very well. The contained man was number 11. He kept McIntosh. He kept him inside. And McIntosh comes back, helps make the tackle. He played it well.
All right, Fitchburg has a 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. About 8.5 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Leominster leading Fitchburg 7-6. Very wet Doyle Field in Leominster. Handoff straight up to, this is Phil Morley, who drives ahead to the 35-yard line. Good pickup, about 3 yards on that play. Morley had a very good block that sprung Quentin Tiggs for the Fitchburg touchdown just a short time ago.
Well, Mike Andrzejewski got a hold of him, held on, and If you keep those gains
Second
to 3
down
yards,
and 7 for the Red and
Yeah, Phil made 3 yards on that because he kept his legs chugging.
Right.
Phil's a fill-in for Larry Shattuck, as Joe said earlier. He's doing a real fine job. He's only a junior.
Second down and 7, and Dave Brown split out wide to the left. There's a handoff to Tiggs off the left side, and he's stacked up pretty well by the Leominster defense. No, fumble.
I'll tell you, Ed, I saw that. He handed it to him. He got it off the hip. He didn't quite have the ball, and he lost it. Leominster recovered.
Mike Lazat and Dave McNally were there. I don't know who recovered. Did you see that?
McNally came up with it. All right, here we go.
Now here is DiGeronimo. Handoff to Tiggs.
Notice the handoff.
Yep.
He never gets the handoff.
Never gets it in.
The ball is free. Lazat is after that ball.
I think the ball was in there, actually, but we can check back on that. Let's see. I think the ball was put in there, but Tiggs just never brought his hand down to grasp it.
Yeah, he never clamped the ball, right.
I think it was in there. He just never clamped it. He
Never
brought his
clamped
hand
the
down
ball.
too low, too late. And Leominster picks up the fumble recovery. They've got great field position here at the 36-yard line of Fitchburg. 1st and 10. Palazzi, handoff to Mike Keogh. He springs and he's got some room. 30, 25. It's going to be down to about the 20, short of the 20. Pulled out of bounds there. And Mike Keogh with a fine run. That'll be about 15-yard pickup on that play.
Well, this is what I've been saying. I think Mike has just played for the breaks. He's played very stable football. If he gets a break, this is what Leominster will do to you. They've done it for the last 10 years. They get the break, they're going to ram it right down your throat.
Yeah, Mike Conley did a nice job on that, the cornerback. He caught him, run him out of bounds. He's a good runner, that boy.
1st and 10, good 15-yard pickup there. Ball spotted at the 21-yard line of Fitchburg. Palazzi, handoff to Keogh, and he is stopped. No, he gets away, breaks. He's going to make it in the end zone.
He's gone.
Oh, he's going to be cut down just shy at the 2-yard line. Mike Keogh, who was stopped at the line of scrimmage, a great bit of running right there, kept on his feet, and DiGeronimo had to knock him out at the 2-yard line. Maybe let's call it the 1.
All right, watch this. This is an you don't teach a youngster this, okay? This is instinct. He breaks in the middle, he's caught, he breaks outside. Coach Dubzinski told me yesterday he thinks Mike Keogh is a Division I football player. This boy will go on to a major college.
Chuck Sandberg, Margot, was the man who made the hit, the original hit, but he just spun Keogh around, and Keogh saw the daylight to the outside and took off.
He had his hands right around him. I thought he had him stop cold, and he spun right at him and scored. Yep. Went down to the 2-yard line.
All right, they're going to spot it at the 1. And Dave Palazzi calling signals now at the 1. 1st and goal, Leominster. Mike Keogh dives over, but we got a flag on the play. Could have motion here, possibly, and I think it is going to be against Leominster. Mike Keogh dove over from the 1 to score, but I believe this is going to be against Leominster. They're checking now. All right, let's watch it again here. Straight off-tackle dive.
No, Fitchburg. Touchdown, Leominster.
Mike Keogh with the dive and in for the score. The penalty against Fitchburg, so the score stands, and it is now 13-6 in favor of the Leominster Blue Devils.
Nothing fancy, straight at him, dive over. That's good power football. And Fitchburg was there and made a great defensive play, but it was too late.
That, I believe, was the same play that the Keogh had just ripped for 20 yards the play before.
Right.
Well, that drive took 3 plays, and Mike Keogh did all the work. They started from the 36. He went 15 to the 21. He went 20 down to the 1, and he scored from the 1. So all 3 plays, 36 yards there from Mike Keogh, and Leominster back on the board again, 13-6. Now we're going to have the point after try.
This is Rick Millett.
And Millett drives it right through. And with 6:55 left in the second period, Leominster.
You're going to see that boy for 2 more years. Rickie's a sophomore.
It was kind of a high snap there. I thought he'd have trouble with the kick, but the holder brought it down, and he got it through.
Leominster up 14-6, and again, a 36-yard drive covered in 3 plays, all by Mike Keogh. Some great running. He went right in the first play and got that down to the 21-yard line for a first down, and then the play that really made the drive, as he went off tackle, was hit right away. He was hit by Chuck Sandberg, but spun to the outside, made it down to the 1-yard line where he was knocked out by Paul DiGeronimo, and dove over for the touchdown from the 1.
First play, he had outstanding blocking. Offensive line did their job. Second play, give the boy all the credit in the world. It was all by himself.
Yeah, you got to attribute that run to Keogh. He made it on his own. He stopped Cole at the line of scrimmage by Sandberg. He spun out and kept his legs driving, that second instinct, and he went to the left side and scored. Went down to the 1-yard line.
That man's back there again to get the ball, Quentin Tiggs.
And again, Leominster taking advantage of a Fitchburg miscue. That was a Tiggs fumble that was recovered at the 36-yard line, and Leominster just taking 3 plays to go in.
Well, we said it early in the game. It's slick out there. It's still raining a little bit. That ball is wet.
All right, deep they have Mike Conley and Quentin Tiggs. Quentin Tiggs 22, Conley 46 to receive the kickoff.
And Dave McIntosh is kicking for Leominster. See a lot of new numbers out there on our kickoff teams. Mike likes to use a lot of players. He'll play 40 minutes a game.
All right, Manelli comes up. There's the kick. It is a deep and a good one. Tiggs under it at his 2-yard line. He comes upfield. Here's to the right now. Gets a little blocking, but he is cut down right about at the 20-yard line. I think they'll spot his forward motion at the 20, and that's where it'll be. Now they're going to spot it, I guess, a little bit back.
They try to form that wall down the right side, but Leominster sealed it off, and he didn't make too much on that.
And Quentin Tiggs is racked up a little bit. This could be bad news for Fitchburg. He's racked up. He has been their main man so far this afternoon.
One thing you don't want to see in a ball game like this, and I know Coach Viette feels this way, is the other team's star players hurt. You want to beat the best.
John Dubzinski there. You can see head coach Dubzinski over Tiggs, and he's holding his knee. We're going to watch the kickoff again here. It was a good deep kick by Dave McNally. And Tiggs gathering in at about the 2-yard line. Heads upfield straight to about the 10, then veers right. And Leominster starts closing in now. There is number 11, that's McIntosh.
61 made the initial hit. That's Jamie Perler, starting out offensive right guard. McIntosh is in there.
It looks like he had his leg rolled back a little bit, and I think that's what could be it. He's
Matty Carmodella put the final hit on, and I think that's what did it.
Quentin Tiggs.
I hate to see that.
I hope he's not seriously, because he's a real fine football player and gentleman, and he's a big asset to this Fitchburg High School team.
I think he's a class of that backfield, or one of the class guys in that backfield. Want to see him back.
All right, Phil Morley is in there as well, along with Dom LaPasta, who is taking Tiggs' place. Here's DiGeronimo, handoff to Morley, and he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, but not much more than that.
Well, that touchdown just may have sealed it, boys. I hate to say it this early, but Leominster gets you down. They get fired up, and come on.
Well, you never know, though, Joe. I mean, Fitchburg could come back and make it a ball game.
Oh, no question about it.
I agree with you. Leominster has numbers. They have a lot of football players. They got some good, tough kids in there. They're tough. They play tough in there all the time.
I see number 72, John Lanciani, back in there on defense, and he's the guy that made the play. He's a tough kid.
All right, Dave Brown comes out. And you've got DiGeronimo calling signals here with Morley and LaPasta in the background. Now here's DiGeronimo on a keeper over the left side. Got some room there out to about the 25-yard line. A little bit more than that. Going to be shy of a first down by about 3 yards or so.
Yep, Paul's a fine runner, and you'll see him. He'll take that ball and try to go to the outside and do it on his own if he can. He has that much ability. He's a fine leader and a good quarterback.
Well, if Fitchburg's going to do it, it's got to be John. It's got to be that boy now, because with Quentin out of the game, DiGeronimo's going to have to pick up slack. I'll tell you, number 84, Gary Farr, made a great play, though. He stayed home and kept him inside. That boy was really going some distance.
Third down, let's call it 3. DiGeronimo calling signals. He's got Brown out here to the right. Now he's looking downfield, little flip over the middle, and he's got it. That is Dom LaPasta. Dom LaPasta right down the right sideline. And Palazzi finally rips him out of bounds at about the 25-yard line of Fitchburg, but we've got a flag back up here at the Fitchburg 40.
That was Pat Malone who made the saving tackle, as Pat has done all year long, but there is a flag down.
Flag down, and it's going to be against Fitchburg. We've got a clip back up here at the Fitchburg 40, and that's
like
too bad.
That one again.
Quentin Tiggs coming back on the field.
Oh, great.
But he is limping.
Let's see if we can see where the clip came.
All right, DiGeronimo, he had 2 men split out here to the right, rolls to his right. And a nice little flip
pass.
Good catch by Dom LaPasta.
Right there from behind.
Yep.
Yeah, a good call. I have to say, good call. Those things happen.
LaPasta right down the sideline. I think that was Palazzi who came. No, it wasn't.
14, Pat Malone.
That's Pat Malone. Pat Malone who came high and finally knocked him out of bounds.
Dom made a nice play on it. He came over the middle, and DiGeronimo saw him free and hit him with the ball. He made a nice catch, and he almost made it down the sideline.
Well, it's a tough break for the Red Raiders of Fitchburg. A little bit over 5 minutes left, and now we've probably got an unsportsmanlike conduct. See what the call is from the official.
Yeah.
Yep. We have unsportsmanlike conduct against Fitchburg, and that's going to set them back to their own 13-yard line.
Well, that's a motion. This is a great game, and emotion is showing now.
It's going to get sticky down here now. They pushed them back with 2 penalties. They had a nice field position. Now they're all the way back to their own 13 instead of down on Leominster's 25.
They've got to get up to their own 29, a little bit over the 29, so call it about 16 or 17 to go on a third down play. And again, they're deep in their territory. You'd say pass, but I don't know with these conditions.
Quentin is limping out there, Marco.
Yeah, he looks like he's limping a little bit.
All right, we have a timeout, I believe. Leominster has called a timeout with 4:54 left here in the second period. 14-6, Leominster leading Fitchburg. Quentin Tiggs, as mentioned, back in the football game, but he's limping rather considerably. You can hear the fans out here. 10 or 15,000 people are here today, and they're all cheering on below us. We're on the Fitchburg side. Quite a few timeouts have been called by the respective coaches to talk things over here in the first half, and just get things straight and don't want the miscues, the fumbles, the interceptions to happen.
That's for sure, Ed. You don't want to have any mistakes down here, especially as far as Fitchburg is concerned, because they're deep in their own territory here, so they have to make sure they know what's going on and no mistakes.
I see John Dubzinski is quite upset. By the way, before we get going, I'd like to say good morning to Mrs. Dubzinski, who just had a baby, Jane Elizabeth, and we wished them a happy Thanksgiving.
All right. And a happy Thanksgiving to all our listeners out there. DiGeronimo has got Tiggs in the back of the eye. Morley in front of him. DiGeronimo rolling to the left, looking downfield, throwing long, and it's going to be incomplete. Man downfield was Scott Wortman.
See Ray White back there with McIntosh.
Yeah, he's pretty well covered.
2 men.
If the catch had been a real great one, because he's covered pretty well down
They had him squeezed from the front and from behind as well. Scott Wortman in the pass just a little bit beyond him. So it'll be 4th down for Fitchburg. They'll have to kick the ball away from their own 13.
If Leominster had a suspect early to start the year, Red, was their pass defense. They've got quality ball players back there, but they were playing a little deep and they were letting them catch them and hitting. But I'll tell you something, when we went to Brockton, they came to the floor and they've gelled since and become an excellent defensive secondary.
All right, this is Paul DiGeronimo in the kick, and it's going to be blocked into the end zone, and Leominster has recovered for the touchdown.
Number 11, Dave
McIntosh.
Let's get a replay on that and see who blocked that.
For the touchdown, McIntosh recovers for the score, and we'll see who blocked the kick, but Paul DiGeronimo had no chance whatsoever on that. 3 Blue Devils in on top of him.
Let's see who blocked that kick.
We don't have it on the replay, but
No
three
replay.
Blue Devils were in there on DiGeronimo right away. He had no chance to get that kick away.
I suspect Lizotte was in there, Lanciani was in there, McIntosh might have been in there, and he recovered the end zone.
I'll tell you, what it looked like, Ed? It looked like he wasn't quite deep enough. He wasn't far enough back, and the boy, they stormed in there. It was a nice job on Leominster's part, but I don't think he was deep enough.
Well, he was not in the end zone, so they were snapping from the 13.
Right.
And actually, you should be in the end zone and give yourself some room there anyhow. It's deep as it is, but a few more yards is not going to make the difference. Good point, Marco. All right, the kick is try for the point after right now with 4:40 left in the second period. And we've got a flag. The kick, I believe, is wide right.
I think we have an offside Fitchburg, if I saw that right. The right end came quick.
But if so, it is offside Fitchburg, so we're going to try it again. 20-6, Leominster leading Fitchburg with 4:40 left in the first half. And they'll line it up and try it again.
Well, this is what we talked about, Marco. A couple of breaks. You give Leominster a break, and then they're going to come after you.
Yeah, that's for sure, Joe. Leominster will take advantage. There's no question about it. They've been an opportunistic ball club all year long, and when they get the opportunity, they'll take it. There's no question. They're not bashful.
All right, well, so I think they may have changed here and going for a 2-point conversion.
You're right. I see Ricky Millette going off the field.
Yeah, well, I would myself, because you got the penalty there. You got half the distance, so it's right down in there tight. I think that their choice would be the 2 points.
Ball will be just inside the 2, and they'll be going for 2 points here. 20-6 as mentioned. Leominster up on Fitchburg on a blocked kick. Dave McIntosh recovering the block kick in the end zone for the 6 points for the Blue Devils.
Leominster's in a full house formation right here because they want that power up there to get those 2 points if they can. And there's a wide pitch here.
Dio cuts in. He's got the 2 points.
Outstanding blocking.
Good job done by Mike Keel. Good job done by the offensive line of Leominster, especially on the right side. And the two-point conversion is good. We've got it again here.
Notice he's got number 10 back in there, McNally. McNally's got it back to him, man, but he put him in there. Watch the block he makes.
Glenn Chaplin overrun the play. He kept him inside, but then Keel made a nice cut inside, and he reached for him and didn't make it.
All right, with 4:40 left in the first half, Leominster has taken a 22-6 lead over Fitchburg in the 100th game Thanksgiving Day between the Red Raiders and the Blue Devils. We'll be back to Doyle Field in Leominster right after this.
The Ferreira family established City Tire, and we dedicated ourselves to serving our customers with low prices and speedy service. Now, 50 years later, we're still going strong, satisfying customers with experienced workers to handle all your tire needs both summer and winter. Check your local paper for full details on our low prices. Then shop around and compare. We know you'll come back to see John and Jim Ferreira at City Tire. Remember, we inflate our tires, not our prices. City Tire in Leominster, Tire Pro since 1933. Oh, there goes another satisfied customer.
Town Mall.
It's easy to get to from everywhere with free and convenient parking. Do all your holiday shopping in over 50 stores with everything for the entire family. The Sears Town Mall has a wide variety of entertainment, restaurants, and more. And don't forget to bring the kids to see Santa.
Come and look us over, come to Sears Town Mall.
All right, we're back at Doyle Field in Leominster, ready for the kickoff. This will be Eddie Lagoy, who is, no, it is not, is Dave McIntosh, I believe.
Dave McNally.
Dave McNally was kicking off. All right, he kicked very deep to Tiggs the last time, and this was the last kickoff was when Tiggs hurt his leg. He is back there along with Dave Brown, and we'll see what happens this time. McNally got a good foot into it the last time for Leominster. We'll see what happens this time. And another pretty good kick. This one a little bit shorter, going to bounce at about the 15. That's where Tiggs picks it up, heads left. Got some room out there, and he's going to be stopped just shy of the 25-yard line. His leg looks a little bit better, though.
Yeah, he looks like he's running better. You know what? Get back to the...
and he's hurt again.
Oh, here's a few plays back there. That was it.
Official timeout for an injury on the field.
We just got a report that taking Tiggs to the hospital.
He's on the field.
Well, we've got...
unless they changed the number, that's 22.
Looks like 22, Quentin Tiggs. Okay, we're going to check. John Dubzinski is out there now. That looked like Quentin Tiggs to me, but we'll check here. Again, he is down.
Let me look. I know who it is. Let me look at him.
I hope and pray it's Quentin and that he's going to be all right out there.
Yeah, I know who. I'm almost sure Tiggs is on the field.
That's him, isn't it?
That's Tiggs, sure.
Yeah. Yep,
that's Tiggs.
That is Quentin Tiggs coming off, and he looks a little bit worse this time than he did the last time. Again, I thought that the leg had come around a little bit because he didn't look like he lost that much speed on that kickoff and the second kickoff here, but he was popped again, and this does not look good.
Well, Marco, I hope that knowing that boy, he's going to get himself back in the ball game somehow. He's a competitor.
Yeah, he's a great, real tough boy, and like I say, a real class guy.
Phil Morley in the backfield, Tom LaPosta. All right, we're going to check here. All right, this is Tiggs again on the kickoff.
All right, they set up. They're going to go strong left. He makes a good play on that, getting the ball one-handed.
Now we've got, who is that? Flanagan coming in. All right,
Flanagan.
Hit there. And again, now we are coming back to live action here. Pass downfield is incomplete. That was Flanagan, and I believe who else was
Dave
in? Dave McNally in on the kickoff hit, and that's where Tiggs was hurt. All right, we're back at Doyle Field in Leominster, ready for the kickoff. This will be Eddie Lagoy, who is, no, it is not, is Dave McIntosh, I believe.
Dave McNally.
Dave McNally was kicking off. All right, he kicked very deep to Tiggs the last time, and this was the last kickoff was when Tiggs hurt his leg. He is back there along with Dave Brown, and we'll see what happens this time. McNally got a good foot into it the last time for Leominster. We'll see what happens this time. And another pretty good kick. This one a little bit shorter, going to bounce at about the 15. That's where Tiggs picks it up, heads left. Got some room out there, and he's going to be stopped just shy of the 25-yard line. His leg looks a little bit better, though.
Yeah, he looks like he's running better. You know what? Get back to the...
and he's hurt again.
Oh, here's a few plays back there. That was it.
Official timeout for an injury on the field.
We just got a report that taking Tiggs to the hospital.
He's on the field.
Well, we've got...
unless they changed the number, that's 22.
Looks like 22, Quentin Tiggs. Okay, we're going to check. John Dubzinski is out there now. That looked like Quentin Tiggs to me, but we'll check here. Again, he is down.
Let me look. I know who it is. Let me look at him.
I hope and pray it's Quentin, and that he's going to be all right out there.
Yeah, I know who. I'm almost sure Tiggs is on the field.
That's him, isn't it?
That's Tiggs, sure.
Yep. Yep,
that's Tiggs.
That is Quentin Tiggs coming off, and he looks a little bit worse this time than he did the last time. Again, I thought that the leg had come around a little bit because he didn't look like he lost that much speed on that kickoff and the second kickoff here, but he was popped again, and this does not look good.
Well, Marco, I hope that knowing that boy, he's going to get himself back in the ball game somehow. He's a competitor.
Yeah, he's a
great
real tough boy, and like I say, a real class guy.
Phil Morley in the backfield, Dom LaPosta. All right, we're going to check here. All right, this is Tiggs again on the kickoff.
All right, they set up. They're going to go strong left. He makes a good play on that, getting the ball one-handed.
Now we've got, who is that? Flanagan coming in. All right,
Flanagan.
Hit there. And again, now we are coming back to live action here. Pass downfield is incomplete. That was Flanagan, and I believe who else was
Dave
in? Dave McNally in on the kickoff hit, and that's where Tiggs was hurt.
And I'll tell you, if you get a replay of this one, you'll see the same two numbers, Flanagan and McNally, putting the pressure on DiGeronimo. It was a good play, the right play to call. He had the man clear, but he was under pressure, had to throw it quick.
Dave Brown was the receiver, number 32. It just went over his fingertips, and he almost made a nice catch.
Ball is spotted at the 24-yard line of Fitchburg. They'll have a 2nd down and 10 after that incompletion.
Marco, looks like Dubs is going to open it up now. He's got to.
He's going to have to. It's 20-6, 22-6.
DiGeronimo, Collie Sidneys, he's got 2 men split out here to the right, rolling to his right, looking downfield. DiGeronimo throwing to the sidelines, pass a little bit high, and incomplete. That was intended for Connolly, I believe.
Nice pressure by John Lanciani and Mike Andrzejewski.
Yeah, he was a little out of it. He's right on the sidelines here. I thought he was going to make the reception, but it went over his fingertips again.
I'll tell you one thing. Paul DiGeronimo is a good passer, and he's not getting him off, and it's not his fault. He is under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, Paul's a good athlete here again. He's got quickness. He's big. He's strong. He's a fine football player.
All right, it's going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Red Raiders now from their own 24-yard line. DiGeronimo has got a good arm, but just a little bit high, a little bit off on his throws so far. Now we've got an official time stepping in here.
Any good quarterback that throws the ball has got to plant his feet. And the boy hasn't had a chance once yet since he's been throwing to plant his feet. So he's throwing on the run, and that ball is liable to nose up, Marco. Is that true?
Yeah, yes, it will. You know, if you don't get your feet planted and you're trying to throw that ball and it takes off on you, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
All right, the official
there's something here. I don't know if it's 4 minutes or what, but there's something going on here.
Well, Mike Valletta is coming out and asking for an explanation now at this point. He wasn't quite sure why they stopped.
I'm unhappy to report that there's an ambulance coming. It's not for a ball player. One of the spectators is being...
There was a stretcher over on the other side of the field before, and I think that's what it might have been. The stoppage of play was for.
Yes, Fitchburg has that same formation again.
DiGeronimo.
Now they run a quarterback draw, but there's nothing there.
What a play number 72 made John Lanciani. John stayed home. He didn't leave his position, and that's good coaching.
Lanciani with the hit just shy of the 25-yard line, and it'll be 4th down, basically 10 for Fitchburg. They'll have to kick the ball away again.
Yep. They stopped him pretty well here, and now they have to give up the ball and punt and just stop him on defense and try to get that ball back again.
Ray White's back for the first time. I haven't seen Ray back for a punch in a long time. He's a hard-nosed player, I'll tell you.
High snap. DiGeronimo does get this one away, and a good kick, but Ray White looking under it. He's going to pick it up at about the 35-yard line. Comes to the near sideline, up to about the 40, pick up a 5, and a good tackle there.
Chuck Sandberg?
Chuck Sandberg.
Chucky Sandberg of Fitchburg, who brought him down at about the 40-yard line, a little bit over that.
Chuck's a good hard-nosed boy. He wouldn't let him get to the outside. The Gray had this outside sealed off here, and White tried to make the sideline, but he couldn't do it, to no avail.
Now the officials talking, this is a holding call, I believe, on Leominster.
Pushing on Leominster.
Illegal block from behind.
Yep. And this will be a good 15 yards here, marked off against Leominster.
I'll tell you, you can't fault the kids for that. You see it in the pros all the time. You see a big run on a punt or a kickoff, and the ball comes back because of this new rule they have now, and you can't block below the waist.
It's a 5-yarder.
5-yarder.
Marco, I totally agree with that. I've watched, I hate to guess how many Fitchburg Leominster games, and I can't remember a dirty one.
No.
These kids play with enthusiasm, and the penalty is enthusiasm.
They play hard, that's for sure.
About 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Leominster is up 22-6. They've got just over their 35-yard line. Palazzi on a keeper out to the right. Successful before, this time as well. Good Fitchburg pursuit. Palazzi manages to pick up about 9 yards or so out to about the 44.
Geez, that one Fitchburg player, I can't get his number. I think he's a linebacker. He shot through there and just missed him back on the 30. He slipped out of his grasp. Palazzi's a good football player. He's got a lot of skills, and he outrun him to the corner and picked up about 8 yards.
David's a weapon, as I said earlier in the ball game, that they haven't really used that much, and he is a weapon. He can run as well as the backs that he's got behind him. So if they need him, Leominster will go to him.
All right, Leominster comes up. They have about a 2nd and 3. Ball is going to be marked just over the 40, about the 43-yard line or so. It's a pitch back to Dupuis, who had the first Leominster touchdown. He's up over midfield into Fitchburg territory. First down easily. Chucky Sandberg brings him down for Fitchburg, and we've got a flag on the play after the play.
We got a...
All right, let's watch this again. Dupuis with outstanding speed going to the outside. Here's the cutback.
Keogh's leading the play, number 31. Dupuis
nice
cuts
cutback
in.
right there.
No, this kid picks up 10 yards on his own.
Exactly.
And he weighs about 135 pounds.
You just carried Sandberg for about 10 yards with him, but the man on this corner, I didn't see who it was, but got walled off, and that's how they got to the corner on this side.
I think we have a
unsportsmanlike conduct penalty here. I believe they're going to mark this back to the 49-yard line of Leominster. No, we've got a holding on Leominster.
That was an needless penalty. That play was over.
You're right, Joe. It was over and came well after the play.
No, there's no need of that, but the kids get a little excited, as we said, you know, and they're trying to do their very best, and sometimes they get overzealous and they make that bad play.
1st and 10, deep pitch to Keogh. Keogh coming up over midfield, over the 40 now, inside the 35-yard line, and is tripped up. He was almost gone on that play. And a last-ditch tackle there.
I'd like to see the number of that boy, because
that might have been Connolly on the stop there.
That boy's a good runner, Joe, Keogh. He just pitched the ball out to him, tried to go outside. He didn't have the cut outside. He cut back inside because the defender strung the play out, and he made a nice game.
I don't see number 46 in the program, but I'll tell you, that boy saved the touchdown. Made a great tackle.
Mike Conley.
That is Mike Conley. He's wearing 46 today. They have him down as 47.
He saved the touchdown with a short tackle.
Yeah, that's who that is. Mike's a tough boy. He plays that corner. Joe, that's all I know who it is.
Leominster went right again. They went right again, and the boy picked his holes.
Ball at the 34, pickup of 17 yards by Mike Keogh on that play. Deep pitch now, Bob Penning, and it's just to pick it up on the run. And Fitchburg, good pursuit by the Red Raiders, and they sock him for a loss right there of about 5 yards, and we got another penalty after the play. I don't know if this is going to be against Paul DiGeronimo or whether this is going to be against Eddie Lagoy for Leominster, but those are the two who are jostling down there.
I suspect it's going to be on Fitchburg the way they're pointing.
Yes, it is against Fitchburg.
Dead ball foul, that was.
All right, let's see this one. I didn't see much of a foul here, but let's watch the replay.
Palazzi in a deep pitch to Penning, who couldn't handle it, but he makes a good recovery here.
Yeah, this could have been a disaster.
Fitchburg with good pursuit.
44 makes a great play.
That is Gino DePrima.
Real sticky, really hit him real tough.
Foul was further downfield. We don't have that on tape.
All right, it was Paul DiGeronimo anyway for Fitchburg and Eddie Lagoy of Leominster who are going at it well after the play. We've had a couple of those today, and they're kind of needless penalties. As far as the coach goes, from the coach's standpoint, those are needless penalties.
You know, you hate to see that happen because it could ruin a otherwise fine ball game. So you just hope the kids can control their tempers and don't let things like that happen.
I haven't seen the penalty marked off yet, though.
Well, the ball is still spotted at the 39-yard line of Fitchburg. And again, the line of scrimmage from the 34 was a loss of 5 on the play. And we'll see what are they going to spot. That's what they're discussing, I think, at this time, because we had an official timeout here. Both teams coming over to the sideline, at least the Fitchburg team did, and Leominster is up there now. Here we go with the mark off of the penalty. And it's going to hurt Fitchburg. They're going to be down to the, let me see, the 25, 24-yard line is where they're going to spot it.
Evidently, Mike thinks he can run it in. He's got a minute 47 seconds to go, but I expect to see him open up with a few passes here because we're running out of time.
All right, Leominster Dave Palazzi brings his team up. Full house backfield right now with Keogh, Dandini, and Dupuis. And now we've got another stop here. Official coming over to John Dobzinski to explain something over here.
Some of these offensive linemen that Leominster has here. Jamie Perler, he's a little guy. He's got a heart as big as gold. Cieli, Lagoy, Hatfield. These guys have been hurt. Bobby Savatelli, who has become one of our most improved players. He's an outstanding young man and student, and he's become quite a ball player. I'm proud of him.
I just see Coach Dobzinski talking to referee Gilmartin, and I'll tell you, he wasn't whispering sweet things in his ears. He's very perturbed because he thought that penalty that was called was instigated by the Leominster ball player, and he really gave him a piece of his mind.
Well, a lot of times you see that somebody who starts an altercation doesn't usually get caught. It's when the referee turns around and catches the action, it's usually going the other way. That's what John was trying to tell him anyway.
All the football I've watched over the years, it happens. The guy who gets hit usually gets caught retaliating.
The culprit never gets caught.
That's right.
1:47 left in the first half, and it is a second down for Leominster. They're going to have a first on this, though. Mike Keogh ripping it up, and he's grabbed at the 5, and he's going to go in. And Mike Keogh has scored again.
It's that same pitch again, that same pitch play.
Well, as I mentioned before, Leominster's basically a right-hand team. They went right. I don't know if we're going to get a replay. I'd like to see one. The offensive line did a super job, but then here we go. We got a replay.
We're coming. Palazzi with a deep pitch to Keogh, and Keogh does a lot of this all by himself.
Watch Soupy make the block there on the end, okay? Now he sees the hold. He cuts back. The Fitchburg boy has him. But when Keogh sees daylight, it's sayonara, goodbye. He's going to make the touchdown. And again, that's something you don't coach, gentlemen. That's something you learn. It's natural ability and instinct.
That's a design play, Joe. What he had was a pitch, as they said before. He's going to try to sweep. He doesn't sweep. You can see he's got inside. He cuts inside. He goes against the grain. And as you said, that's natural instinct. You can teach a football player so much about running, but you can't teach him how to cut and how to run against the grain and to make that instinctive cut when you're supposed
Mark,
to.
Remember what I said before, if Mike gets something, if he finds something works, notice the whole second period they've been going with that pitch out.
Yep.
And he'll do it again until they stop it.
That's smart football. That's what you do. You run a thing until they stop it.
Got him under the 1 yard line.
Oh, nice stop. 2-point conversion. We've got a flag down here. That was a great stop by John Shepard of Fitchburg on Keogh, and we've got a penalty against Leominster, so that'll be declined.
I think John got caught clipping.
And the 2-point conversion, I believe, is going to be no good. It's 28-6 at this time. John Shepard, fine defensive play for Fitchburg on that play to stop Mike Keogh, who was going for the 2-point conversion, but Keogh did score a 24-yard touchdown. That gives Leominster a 28-6 lead with 1:39 left in the first half.
Yeah, they have a pretty good lead right now, and it's too bad because this was a real good ball game until a few plays that really hurt Fitchburg, but you can't take it away from Leominster. They're a fine football team.
Well, Mark, I got to tell you something. I don't think the score is indicative of this ball game. Fitchburg has played a great ball game. They've been in it right up to the last few minutes. A couple of block punt, a couple of breaks. When you get your star on the bench, Quentin Tiggs, an outstanding football player. Then the ball game turns around. Mike found a weakness in the defense, the pitch out right. He's been using it with Palazzi and Keogh, and I'll guarantee you, he's going to use it again until Fitchburg adjusts.
There's no question about it. That's good football. You work something, you just keep working it and working until the opposing team stops it. Then when they stop it, you go to something else, and that's the way they've done it. That's the way they've done it all year long.
And I said before, I love what I see out there now, in both Dubs and Mike does. You'll see a lot of clean jerseys out there. They play a lot of kids. That's what this game's all about.
Dave McNally set for the kickoff. It is Dave Brown and Mike Connolly who are back deep, and Connolly settling under it for Fitchburg. He's got it up over the 20 to the 25, up over the 25 and brought down there. And we've got some driving after the whistle again. A lot of that going on out there today, but no flag on this play.
Well, I was glad to see Pat back off because,
Well, a couple of those plays, blocks right there, it's the instinct. The momentum's got them going. It was perfectly okay.
That's good football.
Yep.
You teach your kids to block downfield, and I'm glad to see the Fitchburg kids driving and Leominster kids driving. That's good coaching.
All right, 1:33 left here in the first half. If you're John Dobzinski, what do you do?
I got to open up. A screen pass, roll out with he's had success with that rollout pass. A little pass over the middle.
Dave Brown split out wide to the right. Here's a handoff, though, up the middle, and I believe that is Dom LaFosta.
Mike Andrzejewski was waiting for him. The Pokusi boy was waiting for him. Gary Farr, McNally. You're not going to beat Leominster their game.
Well, my question was, because we're so close to the end of the half, whether he just runs it out and regroups at halftime, or whether you try for a score here.
Well, Ed, if the score was 7-6, 13-7, or something like that, I'd agree with that. But you're behind 28-6. You need all the points you can get and all the time that you got to get them.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree with you there.
Field position dictates things too, though. He's back on his own 20, and I suppose that's what dictated what he did there. But now he's going to throw the ball.
Shotgun formation. DiGeronimo has got some room here and a nice move.
Nice move.
He's up over the 45, over midfield, and into Leominster territory. Oh, DiGeronimo. Nice play. He was back in a shotgun formation. Leominster pinched in very well. They gave him good pressure, but he went right straight up the middle. And we're going to see it again. Here's the shotgun formation. Now,
this replay will show you what an outstanding athlete this boy is and what instinct he has. He sees that his men are covered. Leominster's done a good job of coverage, and then he takes off. I'll tell you, if Napoleon wasn't down the field, Peter is quite a competitor.
We talked about that. There's Coach Viette's on the field now. He's really steaming about something.
He's very upset about something, yeah. That's for sure.
DiGeronimo, as Joe said, made a nice play out of that. He's quick. He's a very heady football player. He saw he could run the middle, and he took it.
John Dobzinski might change his mind here as far as what he's going to do, because the ball in Leominster territory right now. DiGeronimo fading back to pass. Good protection. Going to run it again. He's up inside the 40, down to about the 36 of Leominster. And he is brought down there by Bobby Fournier.
Fitchburg's called timeout. That's smart.
You know, Joe and I talked about this last night. We said if Fitchburg's going to be in this ball game, it's going to be Tom DiGeronimo. It's going to do it for him. And Tom's showing you right now what he can do. He's a very capable football player. He's got speed. He's quick, and he can run. But I think he's doing what he has to do here. They got to try to get up on the scoreboard as soon as they possibly can.
One thing I'm a little distressed with Leominster is that they're backing off. They're anticipating pass. You don't change your style that works. You've got to go after him.
You know what
this guy's too good a ball player to let him sit back there and pick at spots.
You know what you call that, Joe? That's a safety defense. They're trying to contain Fitchburg's ball players so they don't get behind them.
Marco, I got to tell you something. I've watched the pros use safety defenses, you know, and invariably the other team scores.
Oh, sure, because they contain them. They chop away, down and outs over the middle and so forth. Before you know it, they have good field position, and there it goes. You're right.
DiGeronimo in the last two plays has gotten quite a bit of yardage, 9 yards on the last play. And it's going to be about a 2nd down and 1 from the 36-yard line of Leominster. We've only got 32 seconds left in the half, so if Fitchburg is going to score, they're going to have to do it quickly.
Leominster's strength has been to stop the pass of every team they played by going after them.
Yep, that's what you have to do, I guess. You got to go get them.
Shotgun formation again here. Two men split out wide to the left. DiGeronimo fading back to pass around midfield, getting some pressure here. DiGeronimo running again, and he's up. He may have the first down. Depends where they mark it there. I think they'll mark it just short of the first down, and it should be 3rd down and inches.
Well, Rich Pokusi played that very well. That young man will be back next year. He's quite well, he comes from a family of football players. I'm Marco, the Pokusis.
Yeah, he certainly does. I played with his dad, Hamp. He was quite a football player, and this boy is just as good.
I got to tell you, there's a lot more coming.
Yeah, a lot of savvy. He's got a lot of know-how, and he plays a good football game.
Representative Pokusi said at the banquet last night, there's a lot more Pokusis coming. Nephews and what have you.
Good pursuit by Mike Lazat from Leominster as well from his end position. All right, watch Lazat coming all the way around from his, he was on the other defensive end position, came all the way around pursuing DiGeronimo.
And Mike Lazat may be the best defensive tackle in this county. This boy has been so good over the last 3 years. He's an all-star, and there's no question in my mind.
Yeah.
DiGeronimo knocked out of bounds just shy of the first down. 3rd and inches. He rolls out here to the right. Getting good pressure now. This is Flanagan, I believe, who brings him. Flanagan who brings him down, and he's popped back at the 45-yard line. And John Dobzinski is really hot. He is really hot about not having a whistle blown in that play, because he was actually DiGeronimo was wrapped up by Flanagan.
But I think if you watch the replay, there's still motion. The referee hadn't blown the whistle.
Let's watch it again here. I thought the whistle might have been blown a little bit sooner than it was, and the Fitchburg players and John Dobzinski very hot. DiGeronimo rolling here toward the Fitchburg bench.
All right. Flanagan makes a great defensive effort. The whistle should have blown right there.
Right there.
Okay, it didn't. The Leominster boys are in pursuit. Okay. I can guarantee there was no dirtiness intended there.
No,
it's just too bad he did get hit. I think the whistle should have blown.
It's just too bad when you see these attempting this flare, you know.
Well, we've got a man down on the field.
That's DiGeronimo, I think.
Oh boy, I hope not.
I think that's DiGeronimo 14.
Marco, you look down on the bench, you see Quentin Tiggs sitting there. I don't want to see DiGeronimo sitting there either.
That's what it looks like. It looks like DiGeronimo to me.
It is Paul DiGeronimo who is down there.
And 14.
Give credit there to Flanagan for Leominster, Mike Flanagan, who great pursuit on that play. But again, as we mentioned, I think the whistle could have come a little bit sooner. A couple of Blue Devil tacklers came right in after Flanagan had DiGeronimo in his grasp and then lowered the boom on him. Come on, about the 45. Paul DiGeronimo, starting quarterback for Fitchburg, still down.
Yeah, it looks like actually Bill Lanciani, the trainer's scurrying around there to get some.
Mike Bayette is coming over, the Leominster High coach. Okay, let's check it again here.
All right, Flanagan's got him. He's going down. The whistle should have blown. I don't know if it did. All right, 55 comes in. 85 comes in.
I think he might have been kicked.
It might even be his own man.
We have I think he was kicked by inadvertently. It wasn't intentional, but I think he did have a cleat right across his throat.
Oh, boy.
And I don't know whether he's got the wind knocked out of him or just having trouble
out
breathing.
there. I see Ralph out there.
There is just 7 seconds left in the first half. Leominster leading 28-6. And Fitchburg starting quarterback Paul DiGeronimo out on the field. And I believe he's conscious, but he is really shaken up. And again, as we mentioned, Quentin Tiggs, who is the leading ground gainer for the Red Raiders in the year, he is sidelined on the bench, although I don't see him on the bench right now.
I
He's
see
up
him
and
walking
moving.
around out there. Maybe
he is
we'll
walking.
see him again.
Quentin Tiggs is there. He just walked out there, and because he's got a bad leg, they told him to sit down, you know, so he wouldn't.
Any kind of luck we see him.
Hurt his leg.
I hope we see him again. He's too good at ball.
Yeah, he's a good boy. I just hope there's nothing to see. I hate to see any boy get hurt. You know, it's.
Again, 7 seconds left in the first half. Leominster up 22 points. That is, Quentin Tiggs is out there now. He is walking around and seems to be a little more mobile on that leg of his, but I don't know whether we're going to see him again this afternoon because he's been racked up a couple of times. Obviously, the Fitchburg coach, John Dobzinski, and the Fitchburg players feeling that the whistle should have blown a little bit earlier there, and they're obviously distressed by that.
And we really don't know if it did because you can't hear it this high up. So
let's hope he's okay.
Yeah,
seems like he's going to get up.
That was Flanagan who had DiGeronimo in his grasp. Then Lazat, I believe, came in, and there was one other
player, 84 or 85.
All right, Paul DiGeronimo is up on his feet now and moving. And I don't know if we'll see him. Yeah, he is holding his jaw up around his throat. So I think that's where that's what happened. Either Lazat or somebody else's leg came across his throat at that time. He's sitting on the bench now. We won't see him again in this first half, but again, there's only 7 seconds left.
Marco, if you know Paul DiGeronimo, there's any chance he's going to be back.
Oh, he'll be back. Maybe he just got hit, you know, on the chin, and he'll be okay. He got the wind knocked out of him, not the wind, but he's a little hazy. He'll be back.
Any kind of luck, we'll see Quentin back.
Yeah, he'll be back. He's a tough kid.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a 4th down and 11, or about 10, 4th and 10 or so for Fitchburg. John Dobzinski.
I see Mike Wyatt out there telling his boys to cool it too.
John Dobzinski gathering his team around him right now.
They're just not going to allow this either, coach. They're two outstanding gentlemen.
Now, I would imagine it is 4th down, but I imagine a punt in this situation is not called for. Just run out the clock, run one snap, and Leominster might have a timeout coming to them, and they can call a time and possibly have time for one play. But again, the ball is in Leominster territory at about their 45.
Marco, I see Quentin walking. He's walking pretty decent. Maybe he'll be back too.
Maybe.
Craig LaRue, sophomore, is in at quarterback in replace of DiGeronimo. Craig was about 150 or so. And again, this is 4th down here now, a whistle. And that is the end of the first half. All right, we have 7 seconds on the scoreboard, but referee holds up the ball. That is the end of the first half. And the Leominster Blue Devils doing their magic again, 28-6 over the Fitchburg High Red Raiders at halftime here at Doyle Field in Leominster, the 100th game between Fitchburg and Leominster. And we shall return to Doyle Field in Leominster right after these messages.
This is Lockwood Products Incorporated, the largest manufacturer of plastic flower pots in the country. The company prides itself on the ability and devotion of its employees who work together to turn out the best product possible. With its products going all across the country, Lockwood Products sends out a strong message on the work ethic of the people of the Leominster area. Lockwood Products, whose employees work together to turn out a superior product and serve as a foundation in the community.
I'm Sandro Vittorioso.
I'm Nick Campagna.
I'm Bill Fazzoco.
We at Star Container wish the best of luck to both football teams at Leominster and Fitchburg High Schools in their 100th meeting.
We've been supplying corrugated boxes to local businesses for 22 years.
We are proud of our service to the community and continue our support.
All manufacturing operations start with the corrugator. Millions of square feet of paper run through here each week. Our new rotary die cutter, along with our 2 high-speed flexos, enables us to fill our orders in less time while maintaining our high-quality standards. Star Container is fast becoming one of New England's leading independent box manufacturers.
Our families at Star Container have supported Leominster and Fitchburg for 22 years, and again wish the best of luck to both teams.
At halftime, we're going to have the drawing for the vehicle that is being presented by the Rotary Club.
All right, we're back at Doyle Field in Leominster, where the Leominster High Blue Devils have a 28-6 lead over the Fitchburg Red Raiders at halftime. Scoring in the first half, Mike Keogh had a couple of touchdowns for Leominster. Sean Dupuis as well one, and then the other score for Leominster coming on a blocked kick. Dave McIntosh was the man who fell on the ball in the end zone for Leominster for that score. And the let's take it from the top anyway with the first score. Leominster scoring on Sean Dupuis' 71-yard run. That was in the first quarter. The second play from scrimmage, first play being a penalty, and Dupuis, Joe, did a great bit of running there. And just when he got into the Fitchburg secondary, he just put on the burners.
Go ahead. Nice to have watch Sean go.
Good. That made it Leominster 7, Fitchburg nothing. Fitchburg came right back though. Quinton Tiggs on a 5-yard run, and that was in the second quarter to make it 7-6. Fitchburg then tried a little razzle-dazzle for the 2-point conversion, and DiGeronimo throwing it out on the side to Tiggs, but it was stopped by Leominster at about the 2-yard line. That made it 7-6 at that point in favor of Leominster. Mike Keogh then scored on a 1-yard touchdown run for Leominster, and that put them on top at the time, 13-6. They kicked the point after. That made it 14-6. And then came the block kick, probably the key play in this game. As Marco mentioned, DiGeronimo not as deep as he should have been in that formation, in punt formation. Leominster blew in, had 3 Blue Devils in there, blocked the kick, and Dave McIntosh recovering it in the end zone for the 3rd Leominster score. And that made it. All right, we're going to go back to the first touchdown. This is Sean Dupuis' 71-yard run, the second play from scrimmage.
Very simple handoff, dive play. Sean gets the ball. He gets good blocking from his offensive line. Look at the hole there, okay? I see Bob Savatelli made a key block, and he's got Keogh leading him, all right? But now, natural instinct takes over and natural speed. Watch this boy run. He widens the gap. 81 is a fast boy. He's after him, but notice he doesn't close the gap at all.
He's only 5'6", but he's got great strides and great speed.
Yeah, he's about the fastest boy on the field, I'd say. He's quick. He can move. And
well, Marco, he also comes from a great family of football players, the Doopies. They've played for Leominster for years, and he's nothing to tradition.
Yep. There's a lot of boys out there that have played, families have played for years.
That's the beauty of this football game.
Yep.
I bet you 90% of the boys in both teams had grandfathers and dads and uncles playing this game, and it's something you talk about all your life.
Yeah, the Shaddicks, the DiGeronimos from Fitchburg. There's a lot of the families all played, and it carries on right down into the young ones and the families.
I remember Paul DiGeronimo's dad, Ralph. You want to talk about a tough competitor. He was a great football player.
All right, that was Sean DeBee's touchdown run. That was the first touchdown for Leominster. As mentioned, Fitchburg came back to make it 7-6 on Quentin Tiggs' run. And Mike Keogh scoring on a 1-yard touchdown run. Point after was good, 14-6. Then came the block kick. That made it 20-6. They went for the 2-point conversion, and Mike Keogh successful on that, so that made it 22-6 in favor of Leominster.
And if I could make a point about that, I played the position, and I know how tough it is. One of the keys to an extra point or a punt is that snap. Okay, on a field like this, it was raining, it's slick. That ball is floating back. It's not going back with the velocity that it should. And you can't fault the kid that's snapping. It's just tough out there. And that ball floated back. And that gave the Leominster kids an extra second to move in there and block that kick.
Yeah, the same thing on punts I noticed. On the snap back on punts, the ball isn't getting there as quick as it should because of the bad conditions. The ball is wet and slippery. The ball's floating back there, and it gives the defense a great chance to block that punt, too. So the weather's an equalizer, believe me.
All right, then the final Leominster score of the half coming on a 25-yard run by Mike Keogh. Again, his second touchdown of the day. And at that point, that made it 26-6, I believe. Then the 2-point conversion, it made it 28-6, excuse me. And then the 2-point conversion was stopped by Fitchburg. That makes it 28-6, and that is our score at halftime right now. Leominster in front of Fitchburg.
Remember, like we said on that last run he made that on his own.
All right, so we're going to say hello up here, gentlemen. As a matter of fact, we have the camera over here, Ed Coleman. And to my left over here, this is Joe DeCarolis and Marco Landon. Joe from Leominster and Marco from Fitchburg. We have the Fitchburg High School band, which is on the field. Gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about the injury situation, because it's going to be key. Obviously, Quentin Tiggs, the leading ground gainer for Fitchburg on the season. He is hurt and likely out for the game. He was walking around a little bit, but he was hurt once, came back on the field for another kickoff, hurt again, and now he's back out, so I don't think we're going to see him.
Well, you know, when you lose two key performers like that aren't playing, Fitchburg doesn't have the depth that Leominster has. There's no question about it. They don't have the ball players. They don't have the squad. So when you lose two key ball players like Tiggs and Paul DiGeronimo, you're losing two great operators. Now, especially at quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback, it's disastrous because you don't get the ball from center. You haven't got a boy that can throw the ball. You haven't got a boy that can run the team. And now, no reflection on the boy that come in, LaRue. He'll do a good job, but he's coming in cold. It's a tough situation. It's the 100th game at Doyle Field, and there's a lot of different things that could happen.
All right, I think we have Quentin Tiggs' touchdown here, the only score for Fitchburg in the first half, that coming early in the second quarter. And I believe we're going to go to that. A couple of seconds here. That made it 7-6. Leominster at the time, and the conversion, the 2-point try for Fitchburg, no good. But here we go. Paul DiGeronimo up over the ball, and simple handoff to Tiggs, who, when he hits the hole, really accelerates.
What's the block number 24 makes over here?
That is Phil Marley.
Right.
Marley.
That opened the hole, and of course, Quentin's got the speed. The blast through there was all over.
Quentin Tiggs scoring right there. That made it 7-6. The 2-point conversion try DiGeronimo to Tiggs on the pass was stopped by Leominster.
Well, this is like an instant replay of last year. Leominster went ahead by 7. Fitchburg came back and scored 6. It was a good ball game, a close ball game. Marco, if you remember last year, I think the key play was 9 seconds to go and a half. Leominster threw a screen pass on the 50 to Chester. He made it to the 1. They had 1 second left. Leominster went in for a touchdown. I think that sealed the ball game.
Yeah.
That block kick might have done it today.
Well, you know, when you look at this game, Ed, it's an exciting first half. There's no question about it. I really enjoyed it. And I would say that just a few key things have hurt Fitchburg. Key penalties like that run LaPosta made, Don LaPosta on the pass, they'd have been in good field position, but no, they brought the ball back to the line of scrimmage. They gave them 15 more yards, and then it put them in a bad situation down here. They got another penalty, and it just turns the game around. And against a team like Leominster, you can't make mistakes. I'll tell you, I've been watching this game for many, many years, and within the last few years, Leominster's team is very opportunistic.
Very good point, Marco. Score at halftime, Leominster 28 and Fitchburg 6. Ed Coleman along with Joe DeCarolis and Marco Landon will be back to Doyle Field in Leominster right after these words.
Over the years, Worcester North has proved we're the one banking source for all your financial needs. People look for professionalism and experience. We have that ability. The ability to give you expert financial advice, to handle your account in a virtually error-free manner, and to offer the widest range of innovative financial services. In the new deregulated environment, look to the bank with ability. Worcester North, bankability.
For a different view of furniture, come and visit Classic Antiques. With prices for the beginning, casual, and serious investor, Classic Antiques offers a unique selection of usable, functional investment pieces that grow more valuable as time goes on. Get acquainted with the experienced decorating people at Classic Antiques and select your special piece of the future from the past. Classic Antiques, 960 Main Street, by the Boulder at Fitchburg Common.
It's easy to get to from everywhere with free and convenient parking. Do all your holiday shopping in over 50 stores with everything for the entire family. The Sears Town Mall has a wide variety of entertainment, restaurants, and more. And don't forget to bring the kids to see Santa.
Come and look us over, come to Sears Town Mall.
We are back at Doyle Field in Leominster. I'm Ed Coleman along with Joe DeCarolis and Marco Landon. It is 28-6 in favor of Leominster, the centennial football game between these two squads. 45-45-9 is how it stands, so somebody is going to take the advantage on today, and right now it looks like Leominster. We have 28-6 score at halftime. We've been looking at some of the touchdowns. We saw Sean Dupuis 71-yard run. Also Quentin Tiggs is right now. We have Leominster's touchdown. I believe this is the Mike Keogh dive.
Keogh. If you notice the surge of the Leominster offensive line, all they're doing is going straight forward, power. Keogh sees the opening and he dives over.
Mike Keogh deserved that touchdown as well, Joe,
right,
because he had they took over, I believe, on the 36-yard line after a Fitchburg fumble. Keogh went 15 yards down to the 21, then he went 20 yards down to the 1-yard line. He took it over from the 1 on that play.
As I mentioned before, Mike found a little opening in that right side, so he exploited it. Keogh got some great blocking in the first run. The second one was a straight dive up the middle. He was stopped cold. Fitchburg played it well. His football instinct took him to the outside, to the left. He almost went in for the touchdown. He deserved to go in for the one.
Mike Keogh is quite a back. He and Dandini teamed up for 24 touchdowns so far this year. Keogh had 5 against Wachusett and 4 touchdowns in a win over Cambridge, Ringe, and Latin earlier in the year. And this kid was out for 3 weeks, I believe, with mononucleosis, right?
Yes, he was. In fact, he played one game with it and for a first half, and of course they didn't let him play again. But he came back strong. He scored 5 touchdowns against Wachusett a week and a half ago. He's an outstanding football player. You know, you mentioned Dandini. They haven't called his number much today. Okay, we'll hear from him in the second half.
All right, well, we're going to take a look at another Leominster touchdown here. After the Keogh touchdown and the two-point, or the kick, it was 14-6. This is Pelosi pitching back to Keogh.
This is great power.
The 25-yard run that he took in, and a nice cut right here.
Well, he got 2 outstanding blocks. He got one from number 20, Dandini. He got one from McIntosh, and he did an awful lot on his own. And Dave McNally. Dave McNally doesn't play halfback, but he had him in the backfield for some power and blocking.
Joe, you know, he tried to run the middle. He didn't have much success, so now he starts going off the tackles and around the ends, and that's what he's doing. He's opening up a little bit.
Right.
But you notice he wasn't very successful the first period and most of the second period until he started going off the tackle and outside, and he became a little more successful. So he did exploit Fitchburg's weakness outside, not due to the defense, but due to the player. They just weren't making the plays.
All right, the nice little group high-five effort from the Leominster Blue Devils after that Keogh touchdown. Right. In between those two Keogh touchdowns was a block kick that Dave McIntosh recovered in the end zone for Leominster, and that was the third Leominster touchdown of the half. Again, they scored 4 times. 28-6 is our score in halftime. Statistic-wise, anyway, for let's take a look at the first half stats here. Leominster, first downs, 8-3, and in passing, Fitchburg going to the air more so than Leominster, but really not having that much luck. Look at the rushing difference, though.
Oh, yeah. You know, Leominster hasn't passed, and they do have a fine passing offense.
That's right. The 194 yards on the ground to 87. How that yardage divides up a little bit, Mike Keogh has carried 8 times for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns for Leominster in the first half. And Rick Dandini, who you mentioned, Joe, his number has not been called that much, 6 times for 17 yards. We might see a little bit more of that depending on how things go in the second half. Also, Sean Dupuis has carried twice, once for 71 yards and a touchdown, the other time for 15 yards, so he has 86 yards, the leading ground gainer for the Blue Devils in the first half. Bob Penning carried 3 times for no yardage. He had 5 yards, but was sacked for a 5-yard loss. Dave Palazzi, Leominster quarterback, has picked up 13 yards on 3 carries so far. And again, as mentioned, Leominster did not throw the ball in the first half.
Well, the stats tell you the versatility of the Leominster offense that Marco's mentioned. He's got 5 starting backs. You know, he only can put 3 out there, but he's got Penning and Valier that can come in also. And I'll tell you, behind them, they've got about 3 or 4 more, Marco, that look good for next year.
Ed, I'm trying to look over here. Fitchburg has just come out. I'm trying to see if Tom DiGeronimo's there, number 14. I don't quite see. Tiggs is limping out here, so I don't think he'll play much the second half. But it's interesting to see if DiGeronimo's out there, but I can't see him. I see one of the co-captains, Chaplin and Dugas.
That's right.
I don't see DiGeronimo, so I don't know.
He may still be in the locker room. They may still be working on him, but that doesn't bode well for the Red Raiders in the second half with both Tiggs and DiGeronimo, probably their 2 main offensive weapons out.
Yep, it won't help, that's for sure.
Statistic-wise for Fitchburg in the first half, Quentin Tiggs carried 9 times for 38 yards and 1 touchdown. Phil Morley carried the ball 4 times. He has 10 yards in the first half. Dave Brown, 1 carry for a yard. Paul DiGeronimo, Fitchburg quarterback, 36 yards total. He had some good gainers, but he was also sacked a couple of times, so 36 yards total on 8 carries. And Dom LaPasta, 1 carry for 4 yards. And the passing as well, 3 completions for DiGeronimo in the first half, 2 of them to Quentin Tiggs and the other to Dom LaPasta.
You know, statistics can be misleading. They got Quentin down for 36, 38 yards. I don't know what, but that young man just carried them, catching passes, running back punts. And if there's some miracle, I just hope it happens that he can get back in there, because I want to see this be a ball game. And you need DiGeronimo, as Marco said. You need Tiggs in there. These are quality kids and quality ball players. And you only have so many on your team, Marco, and when you lose 2 of your very finest, you got problems.
Those are kids that count on all year long to have the successful season they had of 7-1-1.
Right.
They did it time and time again. So actually, like you say, without them, it's going to be a tough road to hoe.
You know, you consider a Fitchburg team coming in here at 7-1 and 1-2 without one of their top running backs, Larry Shattuck, losing Quentin Tiggs today, and possibly Paul DiGeronimo. We'll find out about it, but there's probably your 3 best players, and you've got to come into a second half of action trailing by 22 points to a team like Leominster.
You know, Ed, I'm from Leominster, and of course I root for Leominster, but I'm going to tell you something. I have nothing but admiration for this Fitchburg team, their coaches, what they've accomplished this year. Of course, Fitchburg is our sister city, and we love a lot of people over there. They're great people. And you're seeing a lot of quality kids from both these towns out here today. You've seen some emotion, but I'll tell you something. They'll be friends there. Something I saw during the halftime was Flanagan and walking off with Coach Dubzinski, you know, after that play over here, and then Coach Lyette walking over and walking off Dubzinski.
All right, the Leominster High Band, as you can see, marching off the field. The Fitchburg Band has already performed, and the rain is really coming down now. It had let up a little bit, but most of the 10,000 or so people are still here in attendance with umbrellas sprouting up all over the place.
Ed, we're going to give away a car.
That's right.
We aren't, but somebody is.
At least we're undercover here and hopefully staying dry. The score at halftime, Leominster 28, and Fitchburg 6, the 100th game between the Red Raiders and the Blue Devils. We're at halftime. I'm Ed Coleman along with Joe DeCarolis and Marco Landon. We'll be back to Doyle Field in Leominster right after these messages.
It's fun, educational, real-life enjoyment. Be a part of Tetra's wonderful world of tropical fish with a home aquarium and world-famous Tetra products. If fish could talk, they'd ask for Tetra.
Stop at Animal House for Tetra supplies and all your pet care needs. Animal House, John Fitch Highway at Victory Plaza.
If a college education is in your family's future, this is the kind of investment you're talking about. When you come right down to it, your child's education is the second largest investment you'll make. That's why Leominster Savings Bank has established Guide. Hi, I'm Bob Cantor, Director of Guide. Guide can help you answer questions such as, how do I choose a career? How do I select a college? Am I eligible for financial aid? What technical careers are available? What courses should I take in continuing education programs? Is my resume properly written? In a pioneer move, the people at Leominster Savings Bank have found a way to help you maximize the return on your investment in higher education. For more information, call Guide today and make the money you spend on education an investment, not a gamble.
We are back at Doyle Field in Leominster. Ed Coleman with Joe DeCarolis and Marco Landon. And for Fitchburg fans, not really good news. We just saw Paul DiGeronimo, the starting quarterback, coming out here, and he is obviously not going to play in the second half.
Well, that's heartbreaking. I know his mom and dad very well. They're a fantastic family, and my heart bleeds for Fitchburg High. This is a quality boy and a quality ball player, Marco.
Yep, I have to agree with you, Joe, wholeheartedly. He's a great ball player and a leader, and don't forget they lose two positions. They lose a safety on defense, and they lose the quarterback.
All right, there's a shot of Paul right now on the bench, and obviously very disconsolate over coming out. I think obviously Fitchburg fans and the coaching staff realize the loss, but this means everything for a kid to play in a Fitchburg-Leominster game, especially game number 100. And Paul was having a great game before this. Obviously, he's very disheartened.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Ed. I talked to Larry Shattuck when he got hurt, and he was really heartbroken not to be able to play in this game. It's the biggest thing in the world for those kids. You know, it's the 100th game and so forth, and you can't play. It's really tough. So I can imagine how DiGeronimo feels right now.
Obviously, there is Paul on the sidelines now, and they're trying to cheer him up, but there isn't too much you can say to a kid who's a leader, one of the co-captains of the team as well, and who obviously wants to be out there to try to rally the Red Raiders from a 28-6 deficit, and knows that he is not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, he's got his two brothers with him, Tom, and his other brother.
Tommy was a fine quarterback as well, right?
Right. Tom is going to the University of Maine right now. He's a freshman up there, doing a fine job.
Now we're for second half action. Leominster will be kicking off to Fitchburg, and we're going to see a different alignment. Quentin Tiggs is, I don't see him out there at this point. That is Dave Brown, who is back there. Dave Brown and Mike Connolly are back deep for Fitchburg, and Tiggs, I believe, is on the sidelines. Did you spot him down there?
Yes,
okay.
I see him down there. I hope he can play.
All right, Leominster will be kicking off, and this will be Dave McNally will be kicking off for the Blue Devils to start the second half of action. It is 28-6, Leominster ahead of Fitchburg at halftime, game number 100 of this great rivalry at Doyle Field in Leominster. Ed Coleman along with Joe DeCarolis and Marco Landon, and we are underway. Another good kick by McNally, coming down to Dave Brown at about the 15. He's over the 20, 25, 30, up over the 30, and Fitchburg will have good field position at about their 34-yard line to start the second half.
I see Quentin Tiggs on the field.
And Quentin Tiggs is limping out there, literally. He really is.
Well,
he is still hurt a bit.
Marco, that tells you about that boy.
No, he wants to play, but Coach Dubzinski won't take a chance. He won't let him play. And he's looking out for the boys' welfare and the boys' health and well-being, and he's doing the right thing.
He's coming back out. John Dubzinski with his hand around Quentin Tiggs right now. He's obviously upset, but as you can see by the way he's limping, even without any contact, it's obviously the smart thing to do.
Coach Dubzinski would never play a boy who's injured.
We have a sophomore quarterback for the Red Raiders, Craig LaRue. Craig LaRue will start the second half of the Red Raiders at quarterback. He's a sophomore. And here's the handoff. This is Morley. No, this is LaPasta. Dom LaPasta up over the 35 to about the 36-yard line or so. Pickup of a couple. And with a sophomore quarterback, even though the score is 28-6, with the rain, the sophomore quarterback, I can imagine, will probably see Fitchburg keep the ball on the ground in the second half.
Well, I saw a couple of nice tackles in there by Mike Andrzejewski and John Lanciani.
Second down and about, let's call it 7 for Fitchburg from the 37-yard line.
Fitchburg's in that full house backfield. They got a wide split right.
A handoff to
nice hole in there. Nice hole.
This is LaPasta up over the 40-yard line. And Fitchburg grinding out the yardage anyway. They're going to be about 3 yards short of a first down, but picking up good yardage on 2 running plays, both by Dom LaPasta.
I'll tell you,
see this one again.
He had a nice hole there on the right
Steve
side.
Ashe and Don Primo playing that left side for Fitchburg opened up a super hole in there. Super hole.
Really nice job.
You know, when your linebackers, Rich Picosi, and are making the tackles, that means somebody did a job up front.
All right, third down. Let's call it about 2. 3rd and 2 for Fitchburg, and a big play for the Red Raiders if they want to keep this drive going. Handoff straight up the middle, and pulling ahead for the first down. I think that is Morley. It was
Bill Morley.
Bill Morley who made the carry, and he's got the first down.
He did that on his own, Marco. That boy drove. He drove.
No. Excuse me, that wasn't Phil
That was
Morley.
DePrima, I think. Gino DePrima, who was in there usually on defense for Fitchburg, but now playing some offense for them as well.
A good tackle by Dave McIntosh.
Ball on the Fitchburg 47, 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. Again, Craig LaRue, sophomore at quarterback in place of the injured Paul DiGeronimo. It's a handoff to Dom LaPasta. He may have gotten a couple off the right side.
I think he just got back to the line of scrimmage yet. He didn't make, there was much of a hole there, and he just about got back to the line. Almost got caught in the backfield, but got back to the line of scrimmage.
Flanagan in on the tackle, and Andrzejewski as well for Leominster.
Those two young men have played quite a defensive ball game for Leominster, on that left side.
Substitute just come in for Fitchburg. Scott Wortman, the split end. Number 84.
We call it second down and 10. No gain on the pass play.
Fitchburg's not going to quit in this ball game, I'll guarantee you that.
Craig LaRue, they got the full house backfield again. Now LaRue back to pass, dumps it off to the right. He's got his man fired. And we've got a first down for Pittsburgh inside the Leominster 40-yard line. Craig LaRue on his first pass in the second half, first pass of the day. Nice little duck job.
Little play action.
Little play action. Caught the Leominster kids inside.
LaRue dropping back.
44 is blitzing. Caught Leominster in the blitz.
Let's go, sideline, let's go.
That's the plan worked in the first half on this side of the field.
All right, 1st and 10 for Fitchburg at the 38 of Leominster. They're on the move.
Full house backfield left.
Handoff straight up the middle. And this is beautiful job running. Fitchburg moving the ball very well. And that's close to a first down once again.
Anytime you're dealing with emotions and youngsters like this, I'm sure the injuries have fired up these Fitchburg kids, and they're in this ball game. They're going to play.
I couldn't quite see who made that, who carried that ball, but he did a real fine number.
That is Mike Pollock, who was in there. The John Dudzinski changing his backfield around a little bit. Mike Pollock, usually you'll see him on defense for Fitchburg. So obviously John has done a little bit of changing around, Marco. At halftime, he's got DePrima and Pollock carrying the ball sometimes on offense here. It'll be a first down again for Fitchburg as they continue to move. They're inside the Leominster 30 at the 28-yard line. LaRue calling signals. The handoff. This is LaPasta. He is stopped dead in his tracks at the 30 for a 2-yard loss.
Mike Lazat broke through.
Mike Lazat, fine tackle. He was the first man in there. A couple of other Blue Devils in as well. Let's see it again. Let's watch the job Lazat does. Here's the handoff to LaPasta deep in the formation, but Lazat right there to wrestle.
Mike came in from that right end spot, and then he got in clean, and no one picked him up, and he just made a fine tackle.
I'll tell you, Fitchburg moving the ball pretty well here. They almost control 4 minutes of this period, a 12-minute period. It's almost down 8 minutes, so they're controlling the ball here. They're in a second down long situation now, 2nd and 12.
There's one thing John Dudzinski would like to do as well, ball control, and this is LaPasta again, but he is hit and ridden back to about still on his feet at the 35 and out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Dom LaPasta, a good bit of running to stay on his feet. Let's watch it again. Dom LaPasta staying on his feet very well.
You're going to see 66, Mike Fusco, come in here and make a fine play. He missed the tackle, but he broke up the momentum of the play. Flanagan misses the tackle. And this boy just keeps going, and number 10, Dave McNally, finally drove him out of bounds.
This is the younger brother of Vinny LaPasta that played last year. This is Dom's first year of football, and he's done a nice job for Fitchburg.
And I played football with this young man, Dom's father, years ago, and he was one great football player. Hi, Joe, if you're out there.
All right, third down and long for Fitchburg. Let's call it about 15 or 16 or so. They've got to get down to the 18-yard line, and the ball being spotted at about the 34. Little dump pass over the middle, and almost picked off by Dave McNally right in his gut, but the ball slipped through.
He tried to use that quick pass right over the middle. They figured they had a blitz on. He tried to dump it over the middle, and
little look-in pass to the tight end.
This is a nice call. And he had his man, but he threw the ball a little bit behind him. The ball's a little wet and slid off his hand.
Fourth down. Now Fitchburg has called time. They'll have fourth and about 16. 7 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third period. The Leominster Blue Devils up 28-6. That was our score at halftime. But Fitchburg, they started at about their own 35-yard line or so, and it moved the ball all the way down to the Leominster 33-yard line. Done a good job, except for this last series. They were sacked for a couple of losses in the first two plays, and then that last incompletion.
Yeah, Fitchburg has moved the ball on the ground, as we said previously, pretty well. They moved it down maybe from their 35 all the way down to Leominster's 33-yard line, so they've moved it.
Oh, yeah.
If you're just joining us, Paul DiGeronimo, the fine quarterback for Fitchburg, is sitting out the second half. He was injured toward the tail end of the first half. Also, Quentin Tiggs, who has scored the only Fitchburg touchdown of the day, he is also sidelined. With a bad ankle or a bad leg. He was racked up a couple of times, both on kickoff returns. Came out for one kickoff return, was injured, then came back for another, and was hit again, and he has been sidelined since then. So two fine players, in addition to having Larry Shattuck, one of their fine running backs, out for this game anyway.
I'll tell you, there's some real tough hitting going on out there. You know, when they play each other, it's always a tough ball game, and you can expect things like this to happen because of the intensity and the ferocity of the play out there.
All right, shotgun formation on fourth down for Fitchburg. LaRue back at about his 40-yard line. Handoff to LaPasta. Doesn't fool Leominster, though. They've got good pursuit, and he's going to be ridden down at about the 39-yard line.
Bolio made one great defensive effort.
Skeeter Bolio, 89.
Skeeter's a great defensive back. He's a great athlete. He's a great athlete. And he stayed home. He saw the play develop, and he just moved up as a good cornerback should, Marco.
Yeah. He just, they figured Fitchburg was going to gamble, so there wasn't any, they have to do that. What are they going to punt the ball? They're down 22 points, and coach did the right thing. He gambled, and it didn't pay off.
All right, Leominster takes over on downs on their own 39-yard line. That's where they'll have it 1st and 10 with a little bit over 7 minutes left here in the third period. Leominster on top of Fitchburg, 28-6.
Well, my compliments to Fitchburg, as Marco said. They control the ball for 5 minutes. A couple of plays in the first half, it still would be a ball game.
Now, I feel as though Leominster will keep the ball on the ground. I just grind it out. As we said, they're leading 28-6. They won't put it in the air. I don't think they will.
No. Starting backfield
they do. I'll be very surprised.
Hands off to Keogh. Keogh breaking into the outside here, and he's up to midfield, still on his feet into Fitchburg territory, and bumped out of bounds at about the inside the 40-yard line is where they're going to spot it. Mike Keogh, another fine bit of running.
You're going to see Mike Keogh make a little move inside.
Ozzy's handoff here to Keogh.
Notice. Yep. He makes a little jump start inside, and then he heads to the outside. Again, that's football sense, good know-how.
I'll tell you, that boy's quick. I just watched him myself. He made that cut. The boy almost had him trapped there, and he made that cut and turned it on. He got to the corner. He's fast.
Pittsburgh looked like they had him, but Keogh broke it to the outside, and a first down for Leominster at the 39-yard line of Fitchburg. Palazzi on a rollout left. He's got some blocking to do, and he's on the side, way back at about the 48-yard line of Fitchburg.
Mike Pollock
breaking in.
Nice play. He pursued him. He got through there. He pursued, made a nice play on that. Watch it.
Palazzi has blocking, but watch Pollock shoot in here.
He had a wall in front of him, and Mike Pollock just moved up in the inside of him and made a super play.
If he had gotten outside of Pollock, it would have been some trouble for Fitchburg, but Pollock making an outstanding play on that one.
Nothing fancy, just take the ball and run, and that's what he's going to do with it.
Big loss, second down, let's call it about 20 or so for Leominster, and they are at the 48-yard line of Fitchburg. Palazzi has Dandini and Keogh. Keogh in motion. There's a handoff to Dandini. We haven't seen too much of him, but
there's a flag. Illegal procedure.
I think we're going to have
backfield.
Keogh in motion. Yep. And it's going to be against Leominster, so that play is going to be brought back. Rick Dandini pulling up to about the inside the 40-yard line of Fitchburg, but it will be called back, and a 5-yard penalty assessed to the Blue Devils.
It's too bad because he made a nice run out of the play. It was nice blocking up front. And they split that defense, but in the boys' haste to make a good play out of it, there was illegal procedure in the backfield.
Somebody moved. But as I mentioned at halftime, you'll hear from Rick Dandini. He's a quality halfback.
Yep. 11 touchdowns coming into this game. Mike Keogh had 13, and Dandini, or it might have been the other way around. Dandini might have had 13, and Keogh 11. But between them, they had 24 anyway coming into this game. Dandini only carried the ball about 5 times in the first half.
And Dandini was the top scorer, Division I in the
13 touchdowns,
this year.
okay. And Keogh had 11.
Keogh was on his way, and he got that Montanicola Wilson that stopped him. But they're both great ball players. They could play in my team.
Oh, every year they come up with a good back. If it's not Keogh, last year was Chester, and it's always a good one every year.
They got a couple more next year, I tell you.
There's an eye slot right.
Penning in the slot.
Takes the pass.
And Velocity is going to be racked up. Got a couple of men open downfield, but good defensive effort. Mike Pollock is in there. Right. And also for Fitchburg, Gino DePrima.
You know, it was nice to see, Marco.
Let's watch it here. Velocity has time here, and he had a couple of men open, but he waited just a second. Now Pollock and DePrima come in.
He had number 21, Connors, open.
All right, we've got third down now, and an eternity, about 35 yards or so to go.
All right, here's a big play coming up now. There's a straight T backfield out. They're shifting in a full house right, a split left. Just a regular pitch.
Pitch back to Keogh. Keogh's got some room out here to the right. Dragged down as he gets over his 45 to about the 47 or so. It's going to be way short of the first down, though.
Yep. Well, I think that's smart football. Get what you can, punt it out of there, and let Fitchburg have to grind it out and use the clock.
So it'll be 4th down now for Leominster. They'll have to punt the ball away. We've got about 4.5 minutes left here in the third period. No scoring in the third quarter. It's 28-6 Leominster in game number 100, the centennial game between the Blue Devils and the Red Raiders.
You know, Ed, I just watched that boy Keogh, 31, and you know it seems to make him a fine ball player as he just seems to accelerate when he runs. He just picks up speed, and he's a tough guy to hit. And when you hit him, you know you're hitting something.
Always uses his blockers.
Yep.
Always uses the blockers.
Yeah, he's a fine runner.
Ed Lagoy back to punt.
Eddie Lagoy back to kick this ball, and Dave Brown back deep for Fitchburg. They're coming. Lagoy does get off a good kick. Dave Brown just stays away from it. They're going to let it roll dead, and it does at about the 23-yard line. All right, Fitchburg will have the ball when we come back at their own 23-yard line. The score, Leominster 28 and Fitchburg 6. Third quarter action here at Doyle Field in Leominster. We'll be back after these words.
Victory has it all. I'm Arthur DiGeronimo of Victory Markets. The DiGeronimo family has been serving the Montechusett area for over 60 years. We guarantee that we sell only USDA choice quality meats with that extra Victory trim. At Victory, you can select your own greens and fruit. All our bakery goods are baked daily right here on the premises. Victory has it all.
Hi, I'm David Wells from Wells, Mahoney & Wright. With our 50 insurance companies and our 17 offices, we're here to provide the most comprehensive insurance programs available. Let's talk about auto insurance. Before you consider renewing your auto policy, think about what Wells, Mahoney & Wright can do for you. Our convenient payment plans allow you to budget your premiums. We'll go to the registry and pick up your number plates for you. And we've got local claim service for your convenience. Stop by and let our professional staff introduce you to the fine services here at Wells, Mahoney & Wright.
We're back at Doyle Field in Leominster. Fitchburg takes over on their own 23-yard line. That's where they'll have it 1st and 10.
I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with this Ed LaRue. He's in the Lions' den. He's doing a nice job.
Greg LaRue, sophomore quarterback, and the handoff going nowhere for Fitchburg. They might have lost a yard on that play. The Blue Devil defense is just digging in. Pretty much straight-ahead football. They had success in the first drive, but I think Leominster has adapted very well.
As I mentioned before, Leominster gets stronger as the game goes on, and you're not going to beat them up the middle. Mike Andrzejewski, Flanagan, Lanciani, Wezot, Farr, they're all playing super now.
It almost looked like they were waiting for that play, Joe. They just waited for him, and There wasn't much blocking, but after all, we're playing against a fine defensive line up there.
Yeah, and you're playing without your finest three players, too.
Bill Morley and Dave Brown come into the lineup for Fitchburg. LaRue handoff right side. And I believe that's Morley carrying the ball, but not getting too much. Leominster defense pinching in there.
Well, I saw Flanagan out there again, and Louis Melendez. Louis is a junior. He'll be back next year, and he's a tough kid.
Yeah, Phil tried to slide outside with that because there wasn't much of a hole, and the kid strung it out real well.
One for Fitchburg. By La Pasta.
So 3rd and 11.
Third and 11.
And the ball is at about their 22-yard line or so. Rain coming down very hard here in the second half. Leominster leading 28-6. We've got about 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in quarter number 3.
It looked like they just had a substitution for Fitchburg. Mike Conley come in place of Ed Brown.
All right, LaRue brings the team up. Calling signals. Again, LaRue in for the injured Paul DiGeronimo. Fake handoff. Now LaRue coming out to this side, close sideline, but he's going to be wrapped up right there.
Gary Farr moved up Farr's cornerback spot, and he was helped out by Mike Lizotte.
All right, Gary Farr making the first and initial hit on Greg LaRue. Now we've got
an unsportsmanlike over here.
Flag thrown. This is another penalty after the play. And I don't know who this is going to go against either. Well, now I think we've got it against Leominster, so that could give Fitchburg a break right here.
Pat Malone got in a little scuffle with somebody. The coaches are letting him know about it. There's no need for that, and they're not going to allow it. And Pat's a great kid. He's probably one of our most improved players and steadiest over the year.
That's what I think Mike Valletta is saying to him. It's 3rd down. You stopped them on 3rd down. Now all of a sudden they're going to have a 1st down, or at least close to it after this penalty. Let's see.
Offsetting penalties.
Offsetting penalties. All right, so it's going to be 4th down.
Both sides. And again, Marco, I think you'd agree, that's not, their goodness high. That's a motion.
There's no question. They're just all keyed up, and, you know, one kid wants to do as well as, oh, I guess it is a penalty.
Now
1st down.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, all right, against Leominster, and Fitchburg has got the first down. Okay. I thought they had motioned both sides.
Right, I did too.
I did. I thought it was offsetting penalties.
2:13 left in the 3rd quarter, and Fitchburg gets a break with that. And they've got a 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
I think the referee's done a nice job keeping this game in check.
Fitchburg's in a nice slot, wide slot right here. He's going back to pass. It's a little
forward. Intercepted, picked off. That is Dave McIntosh.
There's a clip right there.
Dave McIntosh still on his feet. Coming back to this side. Flags all over the place. McIntosh inside the Fitchburg 20 down to the 16. Another flag. I think we had a face mask there.
You might as well not get excited because there's penalties down here at the line of scrimmage.
Now we have the referees trying to keep the players apart. And there is kind of some
I'm going to tell you
Let's
something.
take a look.
Let's watch this playback. This is almost a Fitchburg touchdown.
It certainly is. LaRue, little up, just a little bit short, and McIntosh gets his hand on it and makes a great play.
That boy is clear of the Leominster defender. And it bounced off the top of his hand, and McIntosh was able to intercept it. But I'll tell you something. That's as close as Fitchburg has come in a long time to a touchdown.
Fitchburg receiver was Ray Lashua, who was almost in the clear, as Joe mentioned. McIntosh made a nice play. McIntosh was the man who recovered the block punt in the end zone for a touchdown. And he runs it back. Let's see what the penalty situation
face mask.
Flipping face. We got a little bit of everything here. A mixed bag. May take him 10 or 15 seconds to pick up all the flags from the field here, too, I think.
I'm going to throw my handkerchief out and load it to him. Every flag in their pockets on the field.
Okay, we have the face mask penalty. That's the last one down here. This is McIntosh going out of bounds, and I believe, was that, I think that was Dom LaPasta, who rode him out of bounds, but managed to, did grab the face mask at the last second.
The Leominster is getting the penalty and the ball.
Leominster will have the ball on the interception by McIntosh, but they're going to have it well back in their own territory at their own 39-yard line instead of having it back or down around the Fitchburg 20 as they would have without the penalties.
Marco, I don't understand that call. The referee signal face mask Fitchburg, clipping Leominster, but penalize Leominster.
I can't follow it either. You know, if there's a dead ball involved, but there wasn't. It was all in the realm of the play. There was a clip here. We saw that. We called it right off. Then down here was a face mask, and the play was still in progress. I don't see why. I can't understand it.
Face mask.
That's a good point.
Fitchburg declined. He's doing it again.
Oh, I see.
I don't understand that call at all.
Yeah, they declined. Leominster declined the face mask, I guess.
clipping against Leominster.
And that gives them the ball.
Yeah, it gives them the ball.
The ball now, okay.
If they accepted the penalty, they would have replayed the down.
We've only got 1:41 left in this period. Going to scoreless period so far.
28-6 our score. Leominster has things well in hand. They had that score at halftime.
Leominster's in a
Full
deep
house.
spot.
They're going back to Keogh again.
Pitch back to Keogh. Keogh coming this side up to about the 40-yard line or so, and he is brought down there. Good job done by the Red Raiders on defense there.
Number 65.
Chuck Sandberg.
Nice job. Number 46, Mike Conley. Did you see there, Red? He didn't have much room here, and he just dipped that shoulder and tried to run over that tackler.
Right. Marco, I'd like to have that Sandberg kid on my team.
He's tough. He's a tough boy. Doing a nice job.
Game today.
Sandberg's tough in there. Beaver's tough over the middle. Eddie Beaver.
Dugas
has played well. Shaplin's played well.
Frank Long is now in for
DePrima.
Leominster, and he's a split end seeing his first action of the day. Belazzi has his team up. Keogh in motion. Hand off, right straight ahead on a dive to Dandini, and he goes nowhere. We have a flag on the play, though.
I think we may have a clip on Ed McGoy. Holding.
Frankie Martinez is
Holding
playing
on
well in there,
Leominster.
too, for Fitchburg on defense.
Less than a minute left here in the third period. Dandini went nowhere in that play, but we're going to have a holding call against the Blue Devils, and that'll march him back to the 25-yard line, or the 30-yard line. All right, 10-yard penalty assessed. And we'll have the down over. Leominster has to get out to their own 48-yard line.
About 2nd and 20.
Second down at about 20, right. Rain continues to fall. Leominster 28-6, leading Fitchburg here in game number 100 of this series.
About 46 seconds left in the period, third period. No score yet this period. Remains 28-6.
It's been interesting to see if we had DiGeronimo and Tiggs in there. This might still be a ball game.
Yep, I have to agree with you,
Fitchburg's
Joe.
played tough this half.
Hand off to Penning deep in the eye, and he gets out to about the 35-yard line.
We had a nice hole there. He had a real good burst of speed going through there, and he picked up about 6 yards.
Stopped by Chuck Sandberg. Sandberg has played himself quite a game for Fitchburg
Yeah,
today,
I'm
Marcus.
impressed with that boy. But Mike's doing what he's always done. If he's got a long way to go, he'll get what he can. He'll kick it out of there, and again, let Fitchburg have to use the clock.
Good hard-nosed football.
Oh, yes.
There's no
I'll
way
tell
you
you
can-
something, maybe 28-6, but this has been a heck of a ball game.
It's a good football game.
Good hard hitting.
I'm very pleased with
we've
the
got
Fitchburg team.
Timeout here on the field. That is the end of the third period. All right. So at the end of 3 periods here at Doyle Field in Leominster, Leominster still holding on to their 28-6 lead over Fitchburg. Ed Coleman, Marco Landon, and Joe DeCarolis here. We'll be back with more action right after these words.
Presenting Bonanza's Giant Ribeye Dinner. A magical treat for only $5.99. An extra large ribeye, a steaming baked potato, all you can eat fresh-tastic food bar. Our giant ribeye dinner makes hunger disappear like magic. How do we do it for only $5.99? That's our secret. Bonanza's Giant Ribeye Dinner, only $5.99, and that's no illusion.
It's a great combination, WCU and you at Workers Credit Union. We're working just for you.
Working to provide you with low-cost loans and high-interest savings with lots of friendly service. Use WCU's convenient drive-up window or make deposits, withdrawals, and payments all around the town, all around the state with Workers TX Network service. It's a great combination.
WCU and you.
Back at Doyle Field in Leominster, ready for the start of action in the fourth quarter. Leominster leading Fitchburg 28-6. Leominster has the ball, third down, and about 14 yards to go from their own 35.
I don't think you're going to see anything fancy. Basic dive and kick the ball.
No, he's going to throw a
Lazarus
screen.
is back
Screen
to
up
the
the middle.
screen, and it is broken up. Nice defensive play. The Red
Nice
Raiders
play.
coming in there.
What a great play. That might have been at 40 again.
That's
75, Dugas.
Dugas made a nice play.
I'll tell you something. He doesn't make that play. That boy is going a long
right.
way.
Nice screen. He had a split left.
And a good call, I think, too, by Mike Fayette on that
Well, he
play.
fooled me.
Lazzy goes back.
And here comes the Fitchburg pursuers.
And you're right, if that play was not broken up by Dugas right there.
Look at the wall
plenty of
in
room.
front of him. He just can catch a field goal.
Dugas made a nice play in there because he was all alone. That's the old zero screen up the middle. Remember that one, Joe?
Oh, I sure do.
The old Lemon play.
Eddie Lagoy back to punt for Leominster. High snap, gets it away. We have some flags. Kick is blocked and recovered there by Fitchburg. But we got flags. I think Fitchburg might have been offside on the play. I think Fitchburg might have jumped the gun just a little bit. We'll see here. Yep, I believe it looks like it's going to be against Fitchburg.
Illegal man downfield before the...
All right, let's see it again here.
Remember I mentioned centering the ball. Now look at this snap. He has to reach high up, give Fitchburg 2 seconds more to get in there. And he had no chance. He had no chance. Fitchburg had a great drive in there to block it.
Leo LeBlanc in for Fitchburg.
This is a big one.
And we've got a 15-yarder against Fitchburg, and that is going to give Leominster a first down.
What was that?
Illegal man downfield. I saw some jumping before. I thought it was going to be offsides against Fitchburg for a 5-yarder, but...
all I could figure, Ed, is maybe they held someone up at the line of scrimmage.
Holding? Defensive
Could have
holding.
been. It could have been. That's all I can figure. Nothing else.
Well, that's got to be a defensive holding.
All right, so...
Too glad, because they had a block punt back there, and now it turns right around, and they have the ball on the 50-yard line. Good field position.
Fitchburg would have had great field position down around the Leominster 25. Instead, the Blue Devils have it at midfield. That's where they'll start. 1st and 10, 11:48 left in the ball game, and Dave Palazzi doesn't like what he sees. He takes a timeout and goes over to talk to head coach Mike Bayette. We're just underway here in the 4th period. It is Leominster 28 and Fitchburg 6. Doyle Field and Leominster the place for game number 100 in the Fitchburg-Leominster rivalry. We'll be back right after this.
Dick Franciosi, Assistant Vice President, Worcester North Savings Bank, recognized throughout the state as a retirement and IRA account specialist. And frankly, we're glad we've got him. Dick's one reason why Worcester North is the area leader in IRAs. Call Dick today and he'll bring his IRA expertise to your home or office. Dick Franciosi, another reason why Worcester North is all the bank you need.
It's easy to get to from everywhere with free and convenient parking. Do all your holiday shopping in over 50 stores with everything for the entire family. The Sears Town Mall has a wide variety of entertainment, restaurants, and more. And don't forget to bring the kids to see Santa.
Come and look us over, come to Sears Town Mall.
We are back at Doyle Field in Leominster. There you see Paul DiGeronimo, the injured quarterback for Fitchburg High School, obviously very down. He was injured just at the tail end of the first half and is on the sideline for the second half.
Carrying the football.
Rick Dandini carried the ball for Leominster on a 1st and 10 from midfield, breaks it into Fitchburg territory at about the Fitchburg 44.
Ed, Rick is very, very fast off the ball. Of course, this is Leominster's forte. They're quick off the ball. The offensive line is quick off the ball. They take their 4, 5, or 6, whatever they give them.
Yeah, he really hit that hole quick, as Joe says. He real quick burst of speed before you know what happened. He's up for about 8 yards.
2nd down, and let's call it 4 from the Fitchburg 44 for Leominster. Palazzi still in at quarterback. He has Bob Penning and Dandini. And back of him, handoff to Dandini once again. Tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a yard. That's about it.
Not much gain there. Was right, Ed. They're pretty well stacked up in the middle there. I see Quentin Tiggs down the sideline there. Evidently, he has a bad ankle because he has an ice pack on his ankle and he's on crutches.
Boy, that's so bad.
So break Quentin Tiggs and Paul DiGeronimo, 2 of the offensive weapons for Fitchburg out here in the second half.
I don't think their careers are over. I think you're going to read about those 2 boys in college to come. They're both outstanding football players, and I wish them the very best, and we'll read about them in the future.
Let's call it 3rd and a long 3 for Leominster.
Leominster's in a deep slot.
Pitch back to Keogh. Keogh is racked right at the line of scrimmage, and he is held.
Really hit hard there. Nice defensive play.
Well, as I said before, Mike will try it till he stops it. Well, Fitchburg's adjusted now.
Frank Rivera in on that stop for Fitchburg. Deep pitch to Keogh. And hit very, very hard.
The blocking broke down. Larkin broke down.
That outside man just reached in and just got a piece of him and slow him down enough to make the play possible.
The pursuit caught up to him because of that.
Yep.
Here's Mike Keogh's stats, 95 yards on the day and 12 carries.
You know, Ed, have to give these Red Raiders all the credit in the world. They're down 28-6, and they haven't backed up one single inch, and they've got a lot of spirit out there, and they're hanging right in there. They're tough. They're playing a tough football game.
They're hanging very tough.
It's a 0-0 second half.
Yep.
Fourth down.
There's a delay of game for Leominster, 5 yards. It could hurt them.
Well, it's fourth down. I'm not sure that isn't on purpose.
Yeah, maybe
so
they
he
want
doesn't kick him in the end zone.
Yep.
That's about Lagoy's distance.
It was a 4th and 3 from just about the 43 of Fitchburg. It'll
Nice defensive play.
Well, as I said before, Mike will try it and try it till he stop it. Well, Fitchburg's adjusted now.
Frank Rivera in on that stop for Fitchburg. Deep pitch to Keogh. And hit very, very hard.
Blocking broke down. Blocking broke down.
That outside man just reached in and just got a piece of him and slow him down enough to make the play possible.
The pursuit caught up to him because of that.
Yep.
That's Mike Keogh's stats, 95 yards on the day and 12 carries.
You know, Ed, I'll have to give these Red Raiders all the credit in the world. They're down 28-6, and they haven't backed up one single inch, and they've got a lot of spirit out there, and they're hanging right in there. They're tough. They're playing a tough football game.
They're hanging very tough.
It's a 0-0 second half.
Yep.
Fourth down.
There's a delay of game for Leominster, 5 yards. It could hurt them.
Well, it's fourth down. I'm not sure that isn't on purpose.
Yeah, maybe
so
they
he
want
doesn't kick him in the end zone.
Yep.
That's about Lagoy's distance.
It was a 4th and 3 from just about the 43 of Fitchburg. It'll now be back to the 48-yard line, or 47, I guess, where they're going to spot it.
You know, one of the boys forgot that he's on the special team, Marco. You know, you get so excited, you forget these things.
You think the coach is getting nervous over there? Oh, boy, I'll bet his stomach's doing flip-flops.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see those boys come out there on those special teams. You get all nervous, and you wonder what's happening.
Yeah.
And
Marco, I don't know if you realize it, but Marco coached very successfully at Fitchburg High for a number of years. But I got to tell you this, he was also a great player for Leominster High.
As a matter of fact, Marco was the coach, I think, the last time Fitchburg High won this rivalry, 72, right?
Yeah, 1972.
Yeah,
That's when we had that real good football team that won the Western Mass Championship. The first game that was ever instituted there at Springfield College.
And if Leominster wins this game, as they appear to be doing anyway, or appear they will, it'll match the longest win streak in this rivalry, 11 straight. There's the snap back to Lagoy. He
Nice
picked it up, fielded. Nice job, and a good kick, too. Dave Brown hasn't. He's hit, wrapped up right away. And that is Mike Lizotte who makes the tackle. Mike Lizotte, good coverage on the play, hitting Dave Brown. He picked it up at the 20, and he's knocked back to about the 16 where they'll spot it.
Well, that's where it'll be. I don't see any flags. There might have been a late hit in there. If we get a replay of that one.
All right, coming again. Again, the snap was low. Lagoy did get off a good kick.
Mike
Brown's
Lizotte
out
has great speed for a big man. Now that he's going down.
Now, again, that might have been a case where the referee could have blown the whistle a little bit before. But anyway, Mike Lizotte had a good play for Leominster, and Fitchburg is going to start out at their own 16-yard line.
I see one busy guy down the sidelines there, Bob Lobel from Channel 4. All the spectators are going out and get his autograph. He's quite a guy. I guess he was down in Fitchburg and Leominster 2 days ago, and they really loved him.
Right.
Oh, he's a fine guy. I work with him as well, and here's... All right, a pass from LaRue, complete up on the 20-yard line.
And I think you may have a roughing the passer.
I think so as well. We had Mike Pollock on the reception. Let's see it again here. LaRue, sophomore quarterback, taking the place of the injured DiGeronimo, lofts up a nice pass, and Pollock, good catch out here.
Now you're going to find both Leominster defenders there where they're supposed to be. This boy throws a perfect pass between the two defenders. Nice job.
Yeah,
nice catch, and I believe a roughing the passer call as well against Leominster.
Perfectly timed pass, you're right.
Here's Bobby Lobel down there, Channel 4's Bob Lobel.
Very popular, signing a lot of autographs today.
Nice hat he's got there, too.
Yeah.
It's staying dry.
Yeah, that's the one he had on TV last night. Liz Walker kidded him a little bit about it. He said he's going to wear it today down at the Turkey Day game in Leominster.
I work on the radio side of BC, but I see Bobby a lot. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Ed Coleman, Joe DeCarolis, and Marco Landon here at Doyle Field in Leominster. A little over 9 minutes left in this ball game. Leominster leading 28-6. First down for Fitchburg at their own 31-yard line.
Oh, he's having a little refreshments now, some popcorn.
Greg LaRue, sophomore quarterback, handoff right straight up the middle, and the dive play maybe out to the 34 or so for Fitchburg. Pickup of 3, it'll be second down and 7. I think that was Mike Connolly.
Mike Connolly.
And a nice play by Dave McIntosh. Dave McIntosh made a lot of plays for 3 years. His brother played last year, and I think he's playing down at Tufts this year. He was a great center. This boy will go on to Division I, I'm sure.
Any kind of hard to see the Fitchburg numbers out there, the gray and the mud from the field.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
So
Leominster's a little easier because they have those dark blue shirts and navy blue, and you can see the numbers, but you can't see Fitchburg's. You're right.
Dave Brown is coming out right now. There's a handoff to LaPasta deep in the formation.
Good
LaPasta
good run.
getting up close to the 40-yard line. A good piece of running, and the whistle's blowing a little bit sooner now.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that right now, too.
Dave McNally moved up, made a great stop.
Yeah, Dom really went into that hole with a burst of speed, and I'll tell you, like I said, this is his first year of football, and he's a tough kid. He's hanging right in it, doing a fine job.
Official timeout at this point. A little bit over 8 minutes left in the game. Official checking something here. This will be a third down play. Third down, and let's call it about 4 or so for Fitchburg. They like to keep this drive going. They're at their own 37-yard line.
Big play for Fitchburg. If they got any chance at all to stay in this ball game.
Yep, this is a big one. It's a third down, 3rd and 3.
All right, we have some flags and no flags.
No, it looked like it, but there wasn't anything.
I thought there was some motion there, one way or the other, but
this could go both ways.
All right, let's check it out here.
All right, the defense. Okay, the left guard or tackle moved. Fitchburg.
Yeah, illegal procedure.
But they didn't call either way.
They're not calling it either way, and it's going to be 4th down.
Wow.
So Fitchburg is going to have to kick
I didn't think it was a penalty
away.
myself. I thought it was, just that they stopped him and that was it. There was no infraction there at all. I didn't think.
Well, I don't believe he called the quarterback sneak to gain 3 yards in that defense.
All right, 4th down and 4 for Fitchburg. They'll have to kick the ball away.
I think he thought here, Joe, catch him on a quick count, which is possible, but it didn't work there.
Back deep, Ray White for Leominster.
Leominster's playing,
Oh, he slipped on the kick, a little bit of a squibber. White just lets it roll right by, and the roll goes Fitchburg's favor inside the 30-yard line. Down to about the 27, that's where Leominster will take over. 28-6 is our score. Leominster ahead of Fitchburg here in game number 100 of the Leominster-Fitchburg rivalry. Doyle Field and Leominster the place. A little bit over 7 minutes left in the game, and we'll return to the action right after these words.
Every time I come to your house, I get depressed.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. It's just that I don't think we'll ever be able to own our own home.
But you and Mike both have good jobs. You should be able to afford a house payment.
It's not the monthly payment. It's that down payment that stumps us.
Sounds to me like you need a goal.
A goal?
A goal account at Leominster Savings.
Well, how can Leominster Savings Bank help?
Same way they're helping us save for Jimmy's college.
Oh, that sounds like it could take forever.
You'd be surprised. With a goal account, Leominster Savings Bank will pay you 8% interest if you agree to set aside a regular amount each month.
I wonder how long it would take for us to save for a down payment.
Well, that's up to you. But with the interest you earn, you'll reach your goal a lot faster than you think. And one thing's for sure.
What's that?
You'll be closer to owning your home than you are now.
You've convinced me. I'll stop by Leominster Savings Bank on my way home.
You still depressed?
Nothing that another cup of coffee won't cure.
Goal. Better interest for savers who know what they want.
All right, back at Doyle Field in Leominster, Ed Coleman with Joe DeCarolis and Marco Landon. Leominster has the ball at their own 27-yard line. Some substitutions, gentlemen. We have
Leominster has the second team in there. Sean Donald's at quarter.
This is Quentin Tiggs on the sideline for Fitchburg. He was hurt in the first half and has sat out the remainder of the game and obviously very down. Also, Paul DiGeronimo out for Fitchburg as well. Sean Bunnell is in at quarterback now for Leominster. He's calling the signals for them.
There was a mix-up on the exchange. He's a new quarterback, and I think it's a new center, so you're going to have to expect that. There was a mix-up on the exchange. He fumbled a ball, and they recovered it on the line of scrimmage.
You can tell by pretty much the clean whites down below in the Leominster uniforms that this is pretty much a new unit out there in the field, so we could see some a little bit of bad snaps or a little bit of hesitation.
Well, that's what this game is all about, Ed. You play as many boys as you can, and you try to give everyone a chance, and that's what it's all about.
All right, Fitchburg with too many men in the field right now.
No, they're okay now.
All right, fumble on the ball. The ball is loose, and Fitchburg is going to have it. Fitchburg recovers the fumble deep in Leominster territory. Well, that's what you have. You just you called it there, Marco and Joe. That's what you have when you have a new center, new quarterback. You have some hesitation on the snap. That's what happened there. Let's see it again.
All right.
He just never got the handle on the ball.
No, he stayed right in there. He didn't pull out too quickly. He just never got the handle. You're right.
And you know, Joe, on a day like today, it happens more frequently because of the bad conditions. The conditions have to be bad out there.
I see he also has the second team defense in there.
It looks like a lot of new white pants out there and new numbers.
It's nice that these blue jerseys were donated by the Knights of Columbus and Leominster, and the boys are going to be able to keep them.
You know, Joe, I look out there. I don't want to call them the Blue Devils anymore. They look like the Nittany Lions from Penn State.
Yeah.
Fitchburg has the ball at the 22-yard line of Leominster with a 1st and 10. This is LaRue back to pass.
Oh, good
Lofty
pass.
one for the end zone, and it's going to be picked off right in front of the goal line.
Steve Strange, new player.
Steve Strange.
Got to be the thrill of his life to intercept the pass.
Defensive back. Let's see it again. LaRue had his man down there just a little bit short, and Strange came up with the interception.
He had his man clear. But I'll tell you, that footing's got to be treacherous. The boy never had a chance to set his feet.
It was intended for Dom LaPasta.
Dom LaPasta down there, but Strange, he made a beautiful defensive play. Also down there for Leominster was Peter Tachi, another new defensive back in there, but Strange made the interception. And a big play and a big thrill for the kid. It's got to be.
You know, Ed, I can always pick out Dom LaPasta. He has the off-colored helmet on, and that's how you can always tell who it is.
But I'll give Mike Bryant credit. He's staying with the second team.
Yeah.
Down in the 2. He's going to let these kids play.
Well, that's what it's all about. And next year it won't hurt them, right? When these boys, they'll be ready next year. They get this game experience right now. It won't hurt.
About 6.5 minutes left in the ball game. Leominster up 28-6, and the quarterback sneak. This is Sean Bunnell, new quarterback for Leominster. He gets a couple out to about the 4-yard line or so.
Sean can throw the ball. He's the quarterback of the future. He goes about 6'2", 6'3", and they're looking for good things from him in the future.
It looks like Joe, he just about got that snap from center again.
Right.
Well, you know, he's a little cautious there. I don't blame him. He doesn't want to cough it up down there. It could be disastrous.
Well, psychologically, I'm sure he's thinking about the 2 that he dropped.
There's no question about it.
2nd down and 7, let's call it, just shy of their own 5-yard line for the Leominster Blue Devils. Bunnell in at quarterback, calling signals. The handoff. Oh, the ball is loose, and Fitchburg has recovered a fumble for a touchdown. It was a big handoff on an off-tackle play by Bunnell. And the ball got loose, and Fitchburg has recovered in the end zone. Touchdown of the day. I didn't catch who recovered in the end zone. Let's see it again here.
I couldn't tell. The numbers are all... Let's see what it looks like.
They fake the dive play, and Bunnell keeps the ball, and that's where it went haywire.
Let's give the right player the credit. We can see it.
All right, the ball right there popped into the hands. That is number 35.